It. Check, there it goes. Hey, sorry guys, if you are watching audio cut out for a second or two, welcome to Bangin Beers podcast. Short table tonight, once again. Sorry if you're listening to this on audio, you're going to get it twice. I'm not editing it out either. This is we'll do it live.
Yeah, we'll do it live.
But yeah, so we're doing the First Sip Brew Box unboxing. First Sip Brew Box is out of Pittsburgh, local guy. Yeah, I'm just going to get into it. So the first episode, first box here, or not first box, but I think it's my third. First item, I can't really zoom them in and check it out, but go over and follow us on Bangin Beers Podcast on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll share the pictures. But Evil Genius Beer Koozie. A little bummed there's no glassware because I am a big Evil Genius fan, but they make up for it with the rest of the stuff. Evil Genius Hard Seltzer Sunglasses.
Nice.
My last pair of sunglasses just broke, so
now you're good to go.
I'm excited I got a new pair. So this is usually hop and flavored or beer and style items. This is actually a bar of conditioning soap. Would not be very useful to you.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was a piece of fudge at first.
No. So this is actually hemp hop. So it's made with hemp and also hops. It's a little bar. Like they actually make bars of soap that are for your hair this way too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is the conditioner.
Won't do me any good.
I don't. Oh, so these cookies. I got some cookies here. We can try if you wanna break one up and take a piece of it.
Hop flavored cookies, maybe.
I don't know if they're hop flavored or if they're just from.
That's a whoopie. What are they called?
Oh, it is a whoopie pie.
That's a whoopie pie. That's a chocolate whoopie pie.
So this is from Prohibition Pastries. So I guess it is some type of bar. Or I mean, there's not really much to the right up here.
Okay. We'll find out.
But it's you can contact Eliza Bowman. She's the owner of Prohibition Pastries, and they are out of. I want to probably say the Pittsburgh area. Yeah. So Reynolds Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right.
It's Prohibition Pastries. So I guess there's beer and pastries.
I see something I'm gonna like.
Yeah. Then we got an Evil Genius sticker
for the table.
Their sticker.
All right.
Little beer quote if you want to read that off.
Beer quote of the month. I like beer. On occasion, I will even drink beer to celebrate a major event such as the fall of communism or the fact that the refrigerator is still working. Dave Barry. Dave Barry's a pretty funny guy. If you ever get a chance to read his stuff, I encourage it. He has that dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
Someone trying to sneak through so we're not on camera.
She wants, she's painting. And then another sticker. Right. So those 3 stickers will be on the table after this episode's done. And this is the second time I got this. This is called Sunday Mornings. Okay. It looks like a Fun Dip. I feel like it has a stick over here and like the powder.
Like the candy.
Yeah.
That candy's been around forever because you had it as a kid. I had it as a kid.
Yeah, so this is now the adult version, I guess, where you can remedy your hangovers on Sunday morning.
1 packet and 2 capsules.
Oh, so I guess there's 2 swallow pills.
2 pills in there.
Well, I thought it was a Fun Dip thing. Now it kind of ruined the illusion. Remember we got these before?
Yes.
So we had these. They actually might be the same flavor. Are they?
Stout.
Is that what we had last time?
Yeah.
That's the exact same one we had last time?
I think it's the same one.
I didn't like them last time, but I also wasn't a stout fan of them either.
Your taste had made your palate.
My palate may have changed. We will break those open, but either way, you can take those home.
All right.
Because you liked them last time. And then the last item
the same thing.
Is the sticker we got. It's just the hop with the sun.
Nice.
And then the very back is Evil Genius Brewing Company.
Nice.
And the thing. What size? Do you wear a large or an extra large?
Unfortunately, I'm probably
extra large. Back to extra large?
Extra large and a half.
Oh, the beers have been not kind to you.
Yeah, beer has not been. I've been lazy.
So much for your bike riding, right?
I'm still biking, just not as much. And during the week, I'm not doing much of anything, and that's the problem.
All right. So that'll do it there. You can leave those out.
We'll leave them out. We'll try them.
All right. First Sip Brew Box out of the way. Tonight's beers. Let me click over the chat here. I don't know if Facebook chat's working. If anyone typed, I didn't see it. Sometimes Facebook chat does not work. So send us a message in the chat now. Oh, there it is right there. All Steven, what's going on, brother? Steven from Beer. Here, I put that mic stand down. That mic stand had your sticker on it, Steve. All right. Tonight's 4 beers are going to be all from Tattered Flag Brewing Company.
Okay.
We do have about 2 more or 3 more of these, but there's a few bottles that Ben has. So we may add those 2 bottles in another lineup.
Okay.
Sorry. Should have prepared. So we'll go. These are the 4 beers. We have Tears for Beers. Everybody wants to brew the world.
Nice. Nice.
We have Flavored Guided Missile. And then we have the Flavored Guided Missile New England style. All right, there's two different versions. Are they both from Hot Hat? I don't.
New England style pale ale, and that is a
New England style pale ale as well. Oh, this is brewed with guava.
Oh, okay.
So there's a difference. One and then one without.
One without.
And then this is the Phantasm.
Little Philly reference.
This is the mango ghost pepper jalapeno beer.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I had this. It's gonna shock you.
Let's do that first and get it out of the way.
Oh, that's a good call. I like it.
Let's get that out of the way.
It's gonna
surprise
you. It's gonna surprise you. This is the first Bangin beers we've just been us too. This is strange. You want to snap a picture quick? Is that what you're doing?
No, go ahead. I just wanted to.
All right, here's the best sign of the podcast. Are you reading tonight? You want a band?
Phantasm.
All right, a little bit of dead air there. So this is Phantasm Grande. You smell the heat a little bit, right?
That was way too big of a pour for ghost pepper.
I'm telling you, it's not what you think. I mean, when I had this, I was a couple beers deep already, but I remember my experience. It's funny that Steven actually put the fire in the chat because we do have a fire beer tonight, ghost pepper. Let me pull it up on Untapped.
Tattered flag, Phantasm Grande.
Can you take a picture of your glass and in the can and send it to me, so I don't have to try to do everything tonight?
I can do that.
Yeah, tonight's episode may be a little weird. It's a little bit of a curveball. Some people couldn't make it tonight, and we do also have this so there's three versions of this. There's a Phantasm Grande, then there's a barrel-aged Phantasm Grande, then there's the barrel-aged Phantasm Grande Supreme. So we have the barrel-aged and the barrel-aged Supreme in bottles. The barrel-aged Supreme, we had to sign a waiver for to get it because they pretty much took it and made a huge batch, but only made a 10-gallon batch. So they don't know how much of that pepper is going to be in there, and they don't know if it's going to do anything to anybody. So this is Phantasm Grande is an IPA. It's a triple. It clocks in at 10.8. So if they barrel age this, holy hell. You can send them on Facebook. So the Phantasm Grande is a new expression of an old favorite from Tattered Flag. Dank, sticky citrus, and mango lead the way for a simmering heat of jalapeno ghost pepper on the tongue. This triple IPA is hopped generously with Citra and Mosaic, complemented by a Norwegian-style yeast that lends big tropical fruit esters to bring it all together.
I'm waiting.
If you're waiting for the heat, it doesn't come.
I'm waiting for the heat, and it's not coming.
No. It's fucking delicious.
It is really good. When I heard ghost pepper, I was thinking this is going to be about a 2 for me.
No, I thought the same thing, and I took a sip of it, and I was like, this does not drink. I mean, there's a slight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a you can't say there's ghost pepper in it without giving you a little bit of heat, but I'm telling you, there is a very little bit of heat.
Almost none.
On the back end, in the back of your throat. I wouldn't even say it's a heat as much as it's a warmth.
Yes. But
and
that's a 10.8 you're drinking.
Holy Christ.
How smooth is that?
Sneak up on you. Mango all day long.
Yeah, it's a sweet, smooth mango beer.
Mango all day long.
It smells a little peppery. It smells like it has the heat to it, but it's not there.
I'll tell you what, that's a home run.
Right? Yeah. I drank this and I was pretty in the bag. So I was like, am I being tricked? Am I being punked right now? Like, is this supposed to be this way? And my God, it was unbelievable. So this comes up as sweet mango spice, aromatic, and jalapeno. And I agree. It has a little bit of that peppery taste to it, but it's not. Yep. It's more mango, and I think it's a home run. This beer is fantastic.
Yeah.
It has been checked in. Has 411 check-ins. So I think a lot of people seen the jalapeno and the pepper and backed on it and said, I'm not rushing out to pick this up because I think people thought it might be too much.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, the 104 people that checked it in, this average is a 405. So this is
it's like a sweet. It's a sweet. I don't want to even say heat because it's really not a heat.
No.
It's a sweet spice.
Rusty Rail's Heat Wave is hotter than this. Have you had that?
I have not.
Yeah, that one's interesting. That one's a little hotter.
I mean, it has a peppery smell to it. There's definitely some back end heat at the end, but it's not. I mean, for ghost pepper, you would think my mouth is on fire, and that is just not the case. I'll tell you what. I'm giving this a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
When I was checking things in, I do not really check things in anymore. I also gave this a 4, but this may even be a 4.25. I think this is absolutely unbelievable. I'm very very impressed with this beer. Yeah, man, I cannot believe how this turned out. Because when you hear the ghost pepper and jalapeno, you get a little nervous. The butt puckers a little bit. You're like, I don't think I'm going to be into this.
Yeah,
it definitely sneaks in. It's like, oh, here we are. We're here.
This is good.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of people, when we went to pick this up, we're like, all right, this is going to have ghost pepper, and we did it for the gimmick, and we expected this to kill us.
Yep.
But we also went to it saying Tattered Flag makes great fucking beer. We're riding with them. You know what I mean? I think I'm very impressed with Tattered Flag. I think they make fantastic beer. And I think this is another one where I thought I may not like it. And here we are.
You should be more worried about the ABV.
The 10.8.
Than the 10.8 ABV than you should be the ghost pepper.
I'm actually, after we drink it, I'm going to put them back in the cooler here.
Okay.
Because between all of us, I don't think we're going to finish them, and we can maybe finish them off after the episode, or we can rant a little. Let's go Tears for Beers.
All right.
Remember this song?
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
It's a great song. All right, I'll let you pour so I don't kill you. All right, so if you guys are joining us, I just shared the post out the last couple seconds here. Welcome. If you guys are watching this, please do us a favor and hit that share button, whatever platform you're on, Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. We are live every single Friday. You can check the links below to follow us on all social media, Banging Beers on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We do have a Facebook group that you can come hang out at and share. If you're a brewer, if you're another beer podcast, or anything beer related, please share your stuff on our page. It is open to everybody. It's not just exclusive to our content. We're always trying to work with people and put people over. So yeah, go join us there. If you want a t-shirt or you want some cool merch, check out Banging Beers Podcast. We have done some collaborations with some other amazing podcasts, so you can go check out some previous episodes. Go follow those people as well. Some amazing stuff is out there. So this is Tears for Beers. This is another one I had already when we went to pick these beers up. I got some personal ones for this.
It comes up Tears for Beers.
Tears for Beers, yep, Tattered Flag. So Tears for Beers is a New England style another triple IPA, hopped with a whirl of Mosaic and Citra, then double dry hopped with Citra, Cryo, Mosaic, Cryo, Simcoe, Cryo, and Hollow. Listen, real quick, if this is your first time watching, I'm not a beer expert. I just drink them, so I don't even know what any of this means.
Hallertau Blanc.
Yeah, Hallertau Blanc, except bursting citrus, melon, passion fruit, mango, and pine notes in both aroma and flavor. So once again, we are not beer experts. We're not connoisseurs. We're just like slubs who drink beer and like to tell you what we think of it. We try to come at it from a blue-collar perspective. Yeah, there's my rant. So if I read and I'm an idiot, it's because I am.
The melon comes through. The citrus comes through. The pine notes comes through as just a note. I'm not a big pine fan. The flavor profile says hoppy, strong, hazy, citrusy, and bitter. I don't find it bitter.
I do at the end.
Citrusy, yes. Hazy, yes. Strong, it's a triple, so.
Also, if you want to follow us, we are both also on Untapped. I'm Banging Beers Podcast Anthony, and I believe what is yours again? I just tagged you.
MCFD Tony.
MCFD Tony. But if you follow me, you'll see every episode I tag everyone who's sitting at the table that has Untapped, so you can follow along with us there. We always like Untapped friends, and we always look for some collaboration. So if you guys ever want to come hang out and join the table, you are more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
Beer burp. I just hit my 901 check-ins just now and 802 different beers. So I had a beer. I think I used to back in the day when I first got the app. I used to check in every single beer I had.
Yeah.
So if I had like, or now I kind of just do it if I mean, I still do it. If I have a beer, I check like. So if I drink like a Bud Light, I do it because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But I don't score anymore. I'm done scoring.
That
Heat is now hanging out. I feel it.
The heat's lingering.
It feels good though.
It's not. I mean, it's not
I don't
a
mind
bad
it.
thing.
You could feel it when you breathe out.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's still there. I have. How many check-ins did you have? How many beers?
802 and 901. 802 beers, 901
I
check-ins.
have 912 beers, 1,183 check-ins.
Look at you. But you're on it. There's times where I don't even. I've done this show for 2 years, and there's a whole year and a half where I didn't even check beers in.
Yeah.
I was just lazy. So, yeah, I don't. I mean, I like Untappd because I think it's a good way to interact with the beer community. But it's not something I live and die by. Like if I go out to a bar, I'm not always pulling it out, and I just kind of enjoy myself and socialize with people.
If I'm socializing, I'm probably not checking in the beers.
Here's what I wish people would do, and I know it's a money thing. I think at Brewfest, I wish they had like business cards with the beers they brought that day, or like a little pamphlet they can hand you, because I can't stand. Like, I feel like I'm being an inconsiderate person when I'm standing in line and I'm like, taste your beer, and then I'm checking it in real quick, and then the person behind me is like, I just want to get my pour and get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, so you're like kind of you're lingering at their stand because you're trying to read it through people to find out what it is. Like, just a little card, or like, hey, here's the beer.
Yeah, have something there that you can pick up and say, this is the beer I'm trying.
I walk up, I snap a photo.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I do the photo snap. Even if I'm interested in doing that. I think I do it like the first 2 stands, and I'm like, I'm not doing this all day.
I know when we did Skook's, the Skook one
Brewfest.
last year, Brewfest, I found it increasingly difficult to keep up.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it got canceled.
So this beer is a little older, because we did get this before we went up to New York.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a couple weeks. It's a couple weeks old, maybe like maybe half a
That's
month
not
old.
too old.
It is a little more piney than it was when I first had it.
It's piney, but I've had worse.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like
don't
it a lot.
mind it.
I can drink. I mean, I have drank a full can of this.
That would be 1, maybe 2 for me.
Yeah.
The ghost pepper beer. Now that slight heat has continued to linger, that would be a one and done for me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I would drink.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 10.8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is no slouch either.
No,
so.
this is a triple. But it does not drink. Once again, does not drink like a triple.
It does not.
If we were playing the ABV game, what they used to do on the other podcast, and you had to guess the ABV,
Yeah.
I would have lost these first 2. But I mean, the rule is they do tell you it's a single, double, or triple, so you can kind of guess there.
Right.
But if you didn't say this was a triple, you're like, here's a beer pour. What do you think the ABV is? I would not go that high with either one of these.
I would not think that was a triple.
Yeah.
Good beer.
So you have you had any beer experiences since last episode? You missed like 2 last week too.
I know.
So you went and picked some beers up.
I did. I'll be honest with you. One of my new favorite breweries is Warhorse.
Yeah?
I picked up their Oktoberfest.
Send them a message before you go up. Tell them you're coming. The owner there is super cool, man. I talked to him on the phone for like an hour.
I wore my shirt there too.
Did you?
Yeah, the girl didn't take notice. I was a little bummed.
Your Warhorse shirt?
Yeah, my Warhorse shirt.
Yeah.
I wore my Warhorse shirt to Warhorse.
I know where it is. Since Heidi has moved my T-shirts to bins, I lose track of which ones I'm wearing. So I have to bust the Warhorse one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a couple of Warhorse. They had. Excuse me, I'm yawning. I don't know why. Their Oktoberfest is out.
Yeah.
Which is I thought it was good. Most of the Oktoberfests I've had before, Sam Adams, Yingling, a few others.
Where does it rank with Sam Adams and Yingling?
Different, in a sense. It's like a lager. It doesn't have the sweetness notes that the Sam Adams or the Yingling has. It's like a German lager.
They can make a lager. We've had Hazelden Hero. They can make a lager.
I thought the Oktoberfest was really good.
Yeah,
really good. It didn't. I mean, I like the sweetness.
You have Yingling, Warhorse, Oktoberfest, and Sam Adams on top. You're at a bar. What are you going with all night?
Man, all night.
What's your first pour?
First pour's probably. Oh man,
Yingling is out of the. Yingling
I like
is
Yingling better than I
Sam
like
Adams.
Sam Adams.
Agreed.
I would put the Warhorse
over Yingling.
on par.
I'm
par with the
excited.
Yingling.
I'm excited.
I would. I
That's
like it. It's a different. Yingling has this slight sweetness to it, where the Warhorse, I didn't find that slight sweetness. It was just beer.
See, I thought the Hazelton Hero tasted like a Yingling clone, but sweeter.
Yeah.
I thought it was sweeter. Like Yingling has that like dank to it, like that that has a Yingling profile, where the Warhorse had the Yingling notes, but it had that sweeter side to it.
I'm going to go out on a limb. It's been a while since I've had a Yingling lager. I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest the Oktoberfest would be more in line with the lager.
Yeah. Nice.
That would be, if, like I said, it's been
memory.
a while.
You're going off just pure memory.
Yeah, just pure memory. But the Oktoberfest from Warhorse tasted like, it didn't taste like a craft beer. It tasted like a beer.
Okay. Nice.
Which I thought was really nice.
I think that's important. I think there's sometimes like, I joke around, I call domestics like dirt beers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you're drinking a beer, like we're blue collar people. We're like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not killing it, and you know what I mean? We do what we can to get by. So every now and then, when you go to a brewery, it is nice to have the mangoes, and it is nice to have the hops and the New Englands and the IPAs.
Something different.
But to me, that lager and Pilsner is always just going to be something I'm going to go to and I'm going to be into, because that's like a blue collar beer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I do appreciate when a craft brewery does it more than like your Miller Lite and your Bud Lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of really fell in love with Warhorse, because they tote the line and can do both.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think the Oktoberfest is more, to me, is more like a regular beer.
Yeah.
The other one I had was Who Stole My Horses? Or My Horses Stole My Beer.
Is that the milkshake?
Horses Stole My Beer. No, that was the Orange Creamsicle.
The Orange Creamsicle,
IPA.
yeah. We have that on deck for an episode coming up.
That one was really good. It's like an orange creamsicle in liquid form with just a touch of hops to know
you're drinking a beer.
You're drinking a beer and not a smoothie.
Yeah. Interesting. So we are working on a full Oktoberfest episode.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So we that may be something we extend for the month, because if we can keep we're stockpiling.
Well, we also
now.
have. I mean, tis the season. We also can do some pumpkin beers as well.
So we may integrate some pumpkin as well as the Oktoberfest, because I think like that whole month I want to try to do the entire month full of Oktoberfest and pumpkins.
All right. Yeah.
Then maybe 2 and 2, like 2 pumpkin, 2 Oktoberfest.
We've got, what do we got?
We have 3 in the back right now.
We got 3 Oktoberfest right now.
And then, I mean, some of the others we can easily get Yingling. We could easily get Sam Adams. We could easily probably get Great Lakes, because that's another one that was...
Yeah, well, what Oktoberfest do you have now? You have
the 2 cans that you gave me. The 3 cans you gave me. All 3 are yours so far. The 2 that you dropped off.
Okay.
So it's a white can, a white and blue can. I don't remember what they are. They're 2 I've never had before.
Okay, yeah.
The 2 really obscure ones.
Nope. Okay. So we got 3 Oktoberfest. Now we'll work on some pumpkin.
Yeah.
We'll get
if you come across any of them, just grab them. That's what I've been doing.
Right.
I haven't had a chance to really go out, but that's what I've been doing.
I've been shying away from the pumpkin. I don't do pumpkin till
they're in the listen.
I don't do pumpkin till October 1st.
Okay.
And I know what's going to happen. If I buy pumpkin beer,
you're going to be
I'm going to drink it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into the.
It's my favorite.
It's the summer. The summer doesn't end until October 1st.
What was your role? NASCAR. Football doesn't start until after. Or how was it?
Football doesn't start until NASCAR's officially over. That is not so much the case anymore. But sorry, Richard Christie, but Oktoberfest and pumpkin beers, no pumpkin till October 1st.
Yeah. So that's a Howard Stern reference. Richard Christie loves
my favorite.
Hey, everything's my favorite. That's my favorite. I shit my pants. Richard Christie he drinks a lot of pumpkin beers and stuff like that. I haven't listened.
He goes to the New York State Fair every year, and it got canceled this year.
Were you going to try to find him out?
No, I wasn't going to try. I mean, the New York State Fair.
Would you shake his hand if you met him?
Absolutely.
Knowing his disease-filled hands.
That's
I
what
didn't
hand
sha-
sanitizer. That's
I
what hand
didn't
sanitizer's
He's
for.
literally if he didn't get COVID, it's a miracle. He is a petri dish.
The New York State Fair is size-wise, you can probably put
It's like the Bloomsburg Fair.
3 Bloomsburg fairs in the New York
Really?
State Fair. At least 2.
Holy shit!
The space they have is huge. They average 100,000 people a day.
Wow.
So
Is that the one you and Mom went to last year?
yeah, and last year they were doing this year we're going to go 18 days. They extended it 5 days. They did 13 days. It was always 13 days long, and then they this year they were going to extend it to 18 days, almost 3 weeks, and then COVID hit and they canceled. But they average 100,000 people a day.
Yeah, we missed all of our Brewfest this year.
And this would have made them the largest state fair either in the country or the world, I'm not sure. 13 days long.
Yeah.
Averaging 100,000 people a day. But it's not like you walk down some of the aisles in Bloomsburg and you're shoulder to shoulder.
It's very spread out.
Very little to that. I mean, it's busy.
It's like Knoebels. There's enough walking space that everyone can
there's
walk
enough
comfortably.
walking space. You can tell it's busy. Now, when you go into the buildings, that's a different story. It gets crowded in the buildings. But if you're walking down the the street, quote unquote, it's not that busy. I mean, there's people there, but it's spread out.
I was very impressed with the New York area. We went up there on vacation, and it was so much fun. We haven't really talked about it because, like, the week after I came home, you missed that week. And then we kind of just rolled back into the show again.
Well, just to stay on the fair for a second, I saw 38 Special up there last year for the cost of getting in.
Really?
Yeah. They have 2 main stages.
Remember that time you could have seen Cheap Trick?
Yeah, and then somebody said, "No, Dad,
I
let's
was
go."
young. I was an idiot. You should have forced me like a good parent.
But, yeah, I saw 38 Special up there for a $10 admission fee to the New York State Fair. And I walked by the other stage, and they had, I don't know what Hispanic band it was, but...
Los Lonely Boys.
No, it wasn't Los Lonely Boys.
That would have been awesome.
I would have probably stayed for that.
Yeah, they were good. I miss those guys.
They were rocking it, and they had a crowd. So whoever they were popular.
They were killing it.
I just didn't know who they were.
Yeah, the Cortland area is awesome. The Finger Lakes area is awesome. That Walking Glen area is awesome. I really want to go back once COVID's over and see those areas like moving. This is we just switched to the flavor guided juice missile. This is a New England style Indian Pale Ale. This is just the normal version. This is not the guava version.
Okay.
So, kind of, we talked about it last week. The way we came about a lot of these beers for the last couple of weeks is we went up to pick up beers to take with us to New York, and we went up, we went to Mellow Mink. We got their one beer, which I need to go up and get another bottle or two because that's the one that I told you tastes like apple pie boilo.
Okay.
But it's a beer form.
Okay.
Well, they barrel aged it, and it's even better. And they sell it by bottle. So maybe this Sunday, I make Heidi we'll drive up and I'll grab a bottle or two. It is unbelievable.
They're on the other side of the state from me.
Mechanicsburg, yeah.
Oh, Mechanicsburg, PA.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Mellow Mink is in PA.
Okay.
And then right down the street from Mellow Mink is Evergreen, and they're like the heavy hitter of that area. They're amazing.
Gotcha.
So we went there next. We got some beers, and then we went to Tattered Flag, and then we went to Bresky's, which is like the Harrisburg Superstore of beer.
Okay.
And we walked in, and all the beers that we were trying to get at Evergreen when we went there that were sold out, we found at Bresky's. So we ended up buying like 4 more beers at Bresky's, and then we went down the shelf a little bit.
Yep.
And then the Tattered Flag ones that we were looking for that caught our eye were all sitting there too. And I'm like, we literally just bought the beers of the same brewery at this place that we were just physically at.
Yeah.
So we loaded up with all that stuff, and it was. I think there was one beer that we didn't get that was not the same, and I think it was Abomination's Fog Monster, which is people are really craving over.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on it. That's probably going to be next Friday. That's
right.
going to be because I think next Friday we're going to go back to our everyone brings a beer.
Okay.
Episode.
All right.
We're going to go back to that for a while. But yeah, so we're like I said, we still have a few more.
Yeah, look who does their art.
Hopheads. Yeah, we talked to Hopheads at Skooks, the Brewfest.
Brewfest.
Very cool dudes. I still have a few Skook Suck. I mean, Hophead shirts.
I got a couple of their shirts. Their grocery bag is holding up very well.
Yeah, dude, Hopheads is amazing. They're a good company, man. They make good stuff.
I use their bag, that canvassy type bag.
Yep.
I use it for grocery shopping.
I think Heidi still has mine. She steals all those kind of things off me.
Yeah.
All right, so this is flavored guided mist. There's only two of us tonight, so there's going to be a lot of more talking than it is beer
Yeah,
reviews.
this one is, it's good.
So this is an 8.1 Imperial double New England pale ale, double New England pale ale brewed with monster amount of wheat, oats hopped in a double dry hop with Armadillo. I almost said armadillo, Denali, and Cashmere cryo hops for a big notes of earthy berries up front, complemented with a crisp melon and citrus finish. It has been checked in 225 times, so this beer went and came and gone very quick. Probably not a big batch, and not a lot of check-ins. 3 of my friends checked it in. They all gave it a 4.08 is the average. The average between 225 people has been 3.93. I'm going to be honest. I always try to protect that 4, but this is for me. This is going to sit right there with the 4. Like so far, every beer tonight has been a 4 for me. I think they're all fantastic.
This is a 3.75 for me.
Little hop. It's a lot more hop than I think you would be into.
No, it's actually not a bad hop. I think the flavor profile of hoppy indicates a little bit hoppier than what it is.
Okay.
I don't find it hoppy. The fragrant, I'm not really picking up a significant fragrant. There's a taste at the end I'm not familiar with.
The one taste profile on here I've never heard before. If someone's listening and they want to
green,
green.
What the fuck is green?
Well, how do you go? That tastes like green.
Yeah.
So when I eat candy and I taste green, I think green apple
or grass, and I don't. It's not earthy.
Yeah, but why wouldn't it just be like what the fuck does green mean?
I don't know.
See, I know there's. I wish if you're still here, Steve. I know Steve's going through classes to get like this. You know how wine has those classes where beer has that, and he's taking it to like really improve his palate.
This has a flavor on the back end that I just can't place. It's not bad. I just can't place it.
I get a lot. To me, this it's not on here, but this says smooth, hoppy, fragrant, sweet, green. Once again, no idea what fucking green means. But to me, this is just like it's kind of malty. Like it has a malty taste to it.
Yeah,
but I like it.
One sip, everyone knows.
At one sip, everyone knows rules.
I'm gonna add malty to the flavor profile. Because
now, once again, this may be a little older. I don't know when this is brewed, and then we picked it up at Bresky's. Like I said, like we bought these all the same day, so this may have set a little bit. I don't know.
I just
one sip, everyone knows rules. Get it in you. See, this one even smells kind of. It may be old. I don't know.
No, it's. I don't want to say it's a bad taste. It's not a bad taste. It's a pretty good beer. 3.75. I just can't. I can't place the taste.
Yeah. I think Tattered Flag does this for me too. Like when they make beers, they can tote the line between, like they can make craft beer, but they also do that blue collar beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is the mango.
This is the guava version.
Guava.
This is flavor guided juice missile brewed with guava. Guava.
None of our friends have checked in. 175 check-ins for an average of 3.88.
I have 2 friends checking in, and they both gave it a 4.25.
Wow.
One gave it a 4.25. The other one did not give it a score. Another friend gave it a 4. So 2 of my friends gave it 4.25. The other one did not check it in. I want to get more of my friend. I want to get more people who listen to follow me, so I can say like more, and so I can give you guys shout outs and toast
40
us.
friends of mine.
Yeah, my friends list is getting bigger on Untapped. It's pretty cool. I don't know how many exactly I have, but it's getting there.
There's that taste again. God damn it,
green. It's like green. It's like green.
That's the green taste.
It's like green taste. I don't know how many friends I have. And then what I do too is every time someone's been on the show, I put them in the Bangin Beer Podcast members tab.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Man, I'm digging it. It's fun. I like it. It's a fun app. Where am I at here? 7.8 Imperial Double New England. It's the same. It's the same write up, except you'll get earthy berry notes with a ripe strawberry and pear complementing the guava.
Is that what it is? I'm tasting pear.
Maybe. I haven't not tried this one yet. I smell the guava. It smells fruitier.
It is fruitier.
Oh, see, that's banging. That guava, that strawberry pear guava.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you're still drinking a beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's I don't know what it is. It's in both beers, and I can't place the flavor profile. I can't place the flavor.
Favor. What a favor. I don't know where it is. But Howard, hey now. I'm doing the rest of the podcast like this.
There you go.
I feel
I feel
like I'm part of the Jersey Shore.
flavor
now.
profile: guava, smooth, subtle, juicy, hoppy. That's spot on.
I keep looking at myself and I hunch, and then this comes in.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. I think I start working out.
I don't like it at all. I'm lazy. I got lazy and I got fat.
I'm gonna start looking like your brother soon.
We both are.
We got some catching up to do. That thing's a rock.
Yeah.
You gonna try one?
Let's take a break on
Kind of bust it open.
Bust it open.
We got time. Listen, if you're watching, there's going to be a lot of talking here. So if you guys want to chime in the chats, have a conversation with us. What are you drinking this Friday night? We'll stretch it out. I can hear that through the mic. Good. Let me try one. I didn't like them last time.
Same thing. Sorry, I turned my mic off while I was chewing.
I'm not chewing at you. I'm just getting the flavor off. Dude, I think my palate's changed. These aren't as terrible as they were last time.
They're really good.
The last time I ate these, it tasted like I was eating coffee beans sprinkled over pretzels.
It's good.
Yum.
We should try that fudge next.
Eat the conditioner. Man. Oh, I have something cool to talk about. So we're coming up on 2 years for the network.
Okay.
Bangin beers started a little later, so its birthday doesn't come until I think next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like the following, I think it's like everything started around November, and Bangin beers I think was like January. But first time ever in our show's history, we got our first donation.
I saw that in chat.
Yeah.
Anonymous?
No. Mary. Aunt Mary.
Cool.
Dropped 50 bones on us.
Nice.
Yeah. I almost cried midstream. I was sitting here because when you do it on Twitch, it pops up on the screen.
Right.
I think it does. I don't know. It's never happened. So if you look at all the blank spaces up there, that's supposed to be for donations, but I can't write them in. It's kind of like programmed in.
Yeah.
But we do have links that say like our PayPal that you can donate. Now you and Mom have made donations to the podcast, but more on a private level.
Yeah.
It hasn't really happened during a stream. You know what I mean?
Right.
But on the bottom here, because I'm using a Windows computer, I'll get an alert. So my phone goes off and the thing goes off, and I'm talking, and it says, "You've been PayPal'd a $50 donation from Mary McHale." And I was like, "What?" And then it was during that Truth Beyond Illusion podcast.
Yeah.
So we started a supernatural podcast, most recent podcast where we started, and it's been a hit, man. People love it.
Cool.
People have been tuning in and liking it. They said, obviously we cover the supernatural. We are, we try to be funny, just you know what I mean? But the podcast is fun. I mean, this is going to be more of this episode is going to be a lot different from the other Bangin beers because we are reviewing beers, but we're talking a lot too. So we're getting some dialogue in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, first $50 donation. So we are saving up to get new headphones. These are nice, but after you wear them a while, they hurt.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable.
They do bother you after a while.
So that's what we're going to now. Hopefully, Papa Trump gives us that stimulus. That'll go towards some more podcast. I'm literally at the point now where I feel like I don't need anything for the podcast for a very, very long time. There's a few just key things I need, and I'm done. Mm-hmm. And I think the stimulus check is right about where I need to be to get everything. a little above the stimulus, but we're right around there. So the stimulus will help out.
Right.
But I won't be able to use the whole stimulus for because we have stuff around the house we need to do as well. Our back porch is not doing very well.
I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, hopefully the stimulus checks can kind of come back. I know many people need them, could use them.
Trump said it's going to be more this time. That's what he's been saying.
And I'm sure he would like that, but it's going to come down to what the Democrats and Republicans can agree on.
Which is nothing.
Well, no, yeah, just about almost nothing. They did they when they want to, they can. And
we won't dwell on politics long, so
they're going to have to.
Don't leave us.
It's an election year, and they both want to win the White House, so there'll be another.
You know what I'm more excited about this year more than the election? You know what my war is? You know what the console war. Xbox and PlayStation are coming out with new systems this year. Fuck the election. We're gonna talk video game consoles. We actually, I can't bring it up because in case me and Austin were talking, you might be getting something new soon.
Yeah,
because Austin's getting a new console and he's sitting on one. And
I'm familiar. He and I had a chat.
Yeah, I was saying we should get Dad a new system.
But I just want him to come home.
Yeah.
So,
he's gonna be in Virginia soon.
Hopefully,
that's an easy drive.
All indications.
Well, not easy, but
it's not all that easy.
It's better.
Virginia's a big fucking state.
It's better than fucking.
Better than California.
Better than going to California.
Save your pennies. There's a possibility if they don't allow leave for Christmas, obviously he won't be home.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm probably going to go out there in the springtime.
Spring?
Yeah.
Okay.
When my job
why don't we just go for Christmas?
Slows down. Why
don't we just leave when it's cold here and go somewhere?
I'd love to, but I can't take the time off because it's my busy time.
Oh, Christmas time for insurance?
January 1 renewals.
Oh.
We have starting October. We work our 1/1 renewals.
There's no signs of when I'm going back to work. It's kind of
then after 1/1 we start working on the 3/1 renewals, and that's my job until April.
Yeah.
So probably.
You know what we should
April-ish.
do? Oh, you said he can't leave base at all.
Yeah, he can't. They're restricted to base.
I'm gonna say we should try to fucking do something where we can go to Vegas again, like we were gonna do. But if he can't leave base, it's
he's not allowed. He's not, right now. He's not allowed to even leave base. They do sometimes just out and back. It's not like there's no leave. The military has stopped all leave.
We'll see what happens after November. How much? We'll see how strong COVID.
We'll see. Exactly.
I think it's petering out. I think it's getting once those mail-in ballots I think are all in and we figure out who wins. I think COVID.
Yeah, I think once all the mail-in ballots are received and counted, we should know who our president is a week after the inauguration.
Yeah. I think right around then is when COVID's going to be like, I'm out of here.
Crazy, man. It's just fucking crazy.
That's not me saying I don't think COVID's not real. But I definitely.
It's absolutely real.
It's 100% real.
I don't think it's as deadly as what people are portraying it to be. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's as deadly as people. Does it kill people? Absolutely. Does the flu? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
It seems to be attacking chubby people with bad health. So
I'm right there. Yeah. I mean, I'm right there, but I'm still. I'll wear my mask.
I do. So I know I have people.
I'm not being a dick about it.
When I have people at the table, I'm probably not doing the right thing by having people at the table and keep recording. The weird thing is, I had to clear my throat. I've been cutting grass all day, so like my allergies are all fucked up. But like during this time, you sneeze or sniffle and be like,
I know, little fucking ape shit.
But I do wear my mask out. Like I wore it to the gas station, and I walked in with it, and everyone's like, like disgusted with me because they're all sitting there on the gambling machines at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I get a chicken sandwich?
Yeah. Fucking. No, I mean, I don't want to get into this conversation. I just think there are certain governors of states.
Well, he's loosening up now.
There are certain governors of states that are douchebags, in my opinion.
He's allowing one parent per football team to go to football games now.
Yeah. Did you see my post?
No.
I said,
Could you? All right, here's the thing, real quick.
Here's what I posted about high school football, and I'm surprised nobody said anything. Everybody enjoyed, thought it was funny. I said, I just saw tickets for the Monty area Shenandoah football game on StubHub going for $40 each. I don't know if I should buy them now or just wait to scalp them from the guy standing at the corner of former pick-a-pack. I just did. You know what? I'm going to be that sarcastic asshole. What the fuck?
All right, so
and that's what I posted
where
on
we
Facebook.
live in this coal region town is very, very high school football. Like, that's what they're about it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, but we all know we have those group of parents who are the worst, right? Like, they're just the worst. Like, they scream from the bleachers, like, you're not playing my fucking kid, right? Could you imagine now every player in the team has to pick one family member, right?
Everybody picked that parent. Everybody picked that parent.
That's the parent that's going to be like, I'm going to the fucking game.
I'm going to the fucking game.
High school football games are going to be amazing, and no one's going to be able to experience it. It's going to be filled with those parents in the stadium.
Awesome.
Please, God, someone videotape it, because it's going to be
awesome.
Awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
There's going to be fucking fights every game.
It's
and you know,
could you imagine?
And they can't be drowned out. They're not going to be drowned out by anything. It's just going to be that parent.
Yeah. Could you imagine when they hit the number? Okay, folks, we can't let anybody else in. And that one of those parents,
I already know what's going to happen.
Can't get in.
I already know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen in Money area? Here's what's going to happen in Money area. You're going to see the tree line behind the fucking tennis courts start getting cut down.
Yeah.
They're going to be standing on Bear Pride, watching their kids from binoculars.
Yeah, with a megaphone.
Get in the fucking game, Jimmy! Get your head in the fucking game! Parents are going to be having bush parties on top of Bear Pride.
Whole region football, man.
So they can watch their kids.
Absolutely.
There's going to be fucking telescopes. It's going to be awesome. I mean, I won't be anywhere near it, but I'm sure, like, you don't think one parent's like, I know the trail. We can get on top of Bear Pride and watch this game. Fucking someone's going to fall down it. It's going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be 2 6-packs in. They'll be calling the ambulance to the base of Bear Pride.
Bro.
No, it's going to be good. It's
going
to be good.
Yeah. You know, Shenandoah, those house roofs, they're going to be starting tickets.
Oh, yeah, right along the back street.
Yeah.
Behind the end zone, behind the scoreboard.
Yeah.
You can see the game from the fence.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they cut some of them bushes down.
Yeah.
I guarantee you those bushes won't be there come football season.
No, they won't. Like, parents will stand at the gates. You're not allowed in, but they will. Yeah. The only thing that may do it is like, well, you're on school property. We can't let you on school property. And I know they are trying to say like you can't park in the parking lots, but you know there's going to be those people who are going to be like, and listen, and a part of them, I don't blame them because like it's their kids. You know, they want to see their kids play sports.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I personally don't see, and I, as someone who grew up playing sports and I was an athlete, but like, I don't know, it's tough. It's 50-50. There's not much stuff we look forward to in this area. And one of the things is high school sports.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand they have to look at it at a statewide level. You get down into the cities, and you got a much bigger crowd.
Yeah, and some major city schools aren't playing sports at all. So this is our chance for a state title.
I know.
Like, God, hopefully Southern Columbia takes a break this year.
Yeah? That I don't see happening. But
they've been redshirting kids since freshmen for this.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think baseball.
Because you meant high school basketball games being played in St. Canicus.
Baseball had an opportunity to be the sport.
They're boring though, dude. They literally
baseball's problem is they think about themselves too much.
Or
on both sides.
The old traditions ruin it.
So the baseball players want to get paid, and the owners want to make money, and neither one of them are willing to compromise.
It's not even at that level anymore.
Bit.
The problem with baseball is there's no entertainment factor, unless you're a diehard baseball fan.
If you're a diehard baseball fan, there's an entertainment factor.
There's nothing bringing it. So, like, for example, this guy right now, I don't know his name, but I just been hearing it on podcasts and sports media. He went out and they're winning 8-0, and he went out bases loaded. He's at bat, no outs, and he's been a home run king all year,
Mhm.
and he smacks a grand slam. Every baseball player in the world, no matter what game, wants that moment.
Mhm.
And his coach yelled at him for hitting the grand slam.
No, he
Why would you want
there's a he had to apologize for something. And
He
it's like,
apologized
dude,
for hitting a grand slam.
you don't. There are some unwritten rules in baseball.
Get rid of him.
One of them is you don't watch your home run from the plate. You hit the ball.
That's what it is. He was sitting on a
and-
3-ball
and
to 1 strike.
There's a short amount of time for you to watch your hit, and then you put your bat down and start running. And apparently, some people thought he waited too long, and he watched it, and that's one of the unwritten rules that you're not supposed to watch your hit. And I didn't see the replay. I didn't see it whether he did or didn't stand there and
Who cares? Your sport's boring. He should
you
literally
hit a fucking grand slam.
He
I'm
should
gonna,
whoop like
I'm
it's
gonna
pro
watch it.
fucking wrestling. He should Macho Man around every fucking base and then get to the
Yeah.
thing and crotch chop and say, "Suck my prick," and walk away because your sport is fucking boring. Do something exciting.
There's some things in baseball I don't like, and it's the beanball is one of them. I don't like it when you intentionally throw at a batter.
No, do it.
I don't like it.
It's the only thing that makes it exciting.
I don't care for it.
Fist fight, whoop and kill each other.
If a ball gets away from a pitcher, that's one thing. But to say he hit a home run, the next batter up is getting whacked. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
It is, but
I mean, you got guys throwing 95 mile an hour.
hit him in the fucking chest with
No,
it. Say it with your chest.
That's fuck. I mean, I know some guys will say, "All right, you're gonna hit me in the leg, hit me in the back, hit me in the ass cheek. Don't throw at my head. You throw at his head, you're asking for a problem."
yeah.
But
Then baseball gets fun.
I don't find that aspect of the game entertaining.
When that dude ran to second base a couple of years ago and he slid into the guy and hurt him, right? And then the next season they're like, "Yo, are all the guys who cheated for the right?" So everyone got pinged during
the Houston Astros.
Dude, that made baseball
Them
exciting
fuckers,
for a couple
I'll tell you
months.
what. I don't follow baseball anymore, but the Houston Astros stole the World fucking Series.
And they got hit in the face every time they stepped on the bat.
Every fucking time a batter came up, he was getting fucking hit. I mean, it was ridiculous.
You
the
wanted to
beginning of the
watch,
season.
dude. Every Astro game got fucking views.
But when you sit there, I mean, the manager got fired. The owner I guess they got fined or whatever.
I would have brought bongos to
They
every
didn't.
game.
They
That'd be in the dugout.
They didn't take the series title off of them.
No.
They get to keep their fucking rings, the whole 9 yards, and the rest. And then the players basically said, "We didn't know anything about it, or it's not our fault."
He's like,
the players
take my shirt
received
off.
the players received no punishment, none, and the rest of baseball said, "Fuck that, we'll punish you,"
Yeah,
and they did.
made baseball awesome for a couple months.
That was about the only time I can understand it.
Oh shit, Leroy in the chat. Leroy is actually First Sip Brew Box.
Oh, cool.
We reviewed your box at the beginning of this episode. I'm going to do another. I won't be able to make an actual video review. Actually, while we're talking, I start putting stickers on the table already.
Yeah.
But man, go follow. I actually started Leroy. I actually put your links in this. So every episode we go live now, the first you're going to see the links of if we do a brewery, and then we're going to link how to get your First Sip Brew Box.
Yeah.
And tell them we sent you. Bangin Beers
stout-
Podcast.
The stout pretzels are amazing.
Dude, I just started liking stouts, and the last time I got these, I was not a fan. And they're amazing. So we have some cool stuff. He actually just made some beers,
Cool.
Leroy. So he not only does he do the First Sip Brew Box, but he actually has been doing some collaborations. I believe he's on his second collaboration for making a Black is Beautiful beer.
Nice.
So I actually went out and picked up one of the beers that he did, and there's another one coming soon that I will be able to order because the place he collaborated with has online shipping.
Nice.
So I do have a beer in the fridge that is a First Sip Brew Box beer that we're going to be able to review.
I forget which Black is Beautiful it was, but the place up I get single cans up in New York.
If you find any Black is Beautiful, get them.
They had one. same package, same design.
It's all the same. You just got to look at the breweries and make sure we haven't
And it
had
was a different brewery. I forget the name of the brewery.
You didn't
but,
get it, did you?
I did not get
You
it.
fucked up.
I didn't get it.
You fucked up. When you go back up, you go back
They
up there and
probably
you see
have
it's there.
They probably still have it.
And once again, Tori hanging out in the chat. So what's up, Tori? Tori's our Truth Behind Illusion.
Nice.
Dude, we're gonna have a Truth Behind Illusion conversation when this episode. You know, can we do it? Can we get into it?
About that?
No, about what?
Oh,
Can we? Because she's watching.
I don't care.
So your
Well,
cousin.
before you get into this,
Yeah.
very good choice of wine, Tori.
Oh yeah, Tori.
I am not far from from the winery.
So yeah,
Hazlitt.
he makes trips up to the Finger Lakes all the time, which is like if he like driving to Hazelton, it's like a 30-minute drive, right?
Yeah, well, Hazlitt's probably a 40 to 45-minute drive
That's
for me,
nothing.
but
That's like going to
it's really
Harrisburg.
it's like going to Harrisburg.
Yeah, for us, like people in New York is probably like that's a 40
Now,
minute drive.
for me to go to where the winery Mom likes, I got to go on the other side of the lake. That's an hour and a half
Actually,
drive.
she drank the ghost wine, and I let her keep the bottle.
Oh,
Yeah,
how'd you like that?
yeah, she got to drink the ghost wine, so she'll comment if she's still watching. But yeah, Tor, he actually lives by Red Cat, so he can actually grab you some Red Cat wine.
Hazlitt.
Hazlitt, yeah.
If you ever get up to the Finger Lakes region,
By the time
great place to go.
By the time I hit the Hazlitt, I was done. My body was dehydrated. The heat got me.
Yeah.
I was ready. I was over it. First collab is Couch Brewing and that's brewery always gets me. Aberration. That's the one with the beaker glass.
Okay.
They made a beer together, and then the second one will be Free Will Brewing Company and our boys over at Harris Family Brewing Company that we actually got to interview. So yeah, there's two collaborations that his brew box did. He does a brew box.
Cool.
He does a podcast. I was on his podcast. He was on mine. Dude,
Awesome.
Leroy's a cool dude, man. I love him to death. We gotta talk soon, man. We gotta do another episode or something. We gotta talk again. That was a good time. Yeah. So Tori, send us a message of what's your favorite Wed Cat, because he's seen the fizz here. He can go up and grab you a couple bottles from the actual place and bring them back. He comes home every other weekend
Just about.
It's really nothing.
I don't
for
get
him.
up to the. I'd have to. I mean, I can get out to the Finger Lakes, no problem. But Hazlitt's not far from me. 45 minutes.
Yeah. All I remember is they had a huge like outdoor sitting area, and everyone was drinking slushies.
Yes.
Heidi has a cup that changes colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He can get you some Red Cat. I know I have a lot of friends who they love that Red Cat. Like that's like their favorite. The Red Cat brand.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Fizz and Sangria are my dudes. Let me know what I owe you. Thank you.
All right.
We'll
Fizz and Sangria.
Sangria.
Sangria is pretty good.
I don't practice Sangria. I ain't got no crystal
Sangria
ball.
is all right.
But yeah, so your cousin, it would be my cousin too, right?
Your cousin, I guess it would be your cousin once removed. I don't know how the terminology goes.
You know what's
She's my
weird?
first cousin.
So like my sec. So what I think what
So
a lot
you're
of families
second
do is
cousin,
like
I guess.
when it comes to like age, they're like if it's like your cousin, they're like, oh, that's your Aunt Rosie. It's like a respect thing.
No, I mean, we just call them cousins.
Okay.
Like Carmi's and Rosie's kids, my cousin's children, they're my cousins.
Yeah.
We don't.
But
we
some
don't go
families
aunt.
do the aunt.
Some families do
Like if
aunt.
it's like an uncle. It's like an uncle. Like if it's older, like oh,
Yeah.
it's Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
And they're technically your cousin, but it's like a respect thing because they're older.
Yeah, some families do that. We don't. We talking our immediate family
Yeah.
don't do that. And they don't do it for me. I'm not Uncle Tony when, for Rosie's kids or
Yeah.
Steffi's kids. I'm just cousin Tony.
Yeah. And then I'm cousin Tony Jr.
And you're cousin Tony.
And then
Jr.
cousin Steven, and then
Yes.
cousin Steven, and then
And
cousin
there's, like,
Steven,
three.
and then cousin Steven. I have
Everybody's-
14 cousin
we have-
Stevens.
We have a lot of Stevens in the family.
My mom's cousin is my cousin. I don't know how things work. LOL. But yeah, so she has been really listening to Truth Behind Illusion because
Okay.
she's really into the paranormal.
Apparently, she went to talk to a medium at some point.
She has done it a few times.
A couple of times.
And which is crazy because this is where my
Tori, I'm not stepping on your toes for your podcast.
yeah.
by the
So
way.
this is where the open-minded skeptic comes in. So she didn't know that I did a podcast. Like so she's just kind of catching on the trend that I'm doing podcasts.
Okay.
And she says she's very proud of me and she supports me, and that means a lot
Okay.
because like
It's cool.
this is not a knock to your side, but like we really don't know. Like me personally, they're family. I love them, but it's not like my mom's side where like I was raised with Jimmy and Megan and Jill and
Right.
Johnny. Like we're a couple states away, so the only time we really seen each other was like maybe once or twice a year, if that.
Right.
So we're not as close, or we don't know much about each other's lives or who we are as people.
Right.
So for her to listen to the podcast and kind of connect with me that way is kind of a big deal for me.
Correct. When I was growing up, I was close to my mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
And then various things, we all go, we get older.
Yeah.
Our lives change.
You marry Irishmen.
we marry an Irish woman, have a few kids, and our priorities change.
But here's the thing. Even listen, I'm not going to blow people up or say anything inappropriate, but I want to say something here. So like even the old school mentality where like you may have married out of your religion or you married out of your thing, that doesn't really carry to the younger generation. Like even the older school may have that issues, but
it doesn't today.
It doesn't today. But like
I was in the transitional phase.
yeah, like I have for a while there, I was getting very close to Dominique. And I mean, we went up and visited the one time, and I had a blast because, like, if I can relate to, like, and this is not a knock to any of my other aunts and uncles on my mom's side, but, like, talking to Rosie on the phone today for an hour or two, we have a lot in common. Dude,
Yeah.
she's a huge nerd. She plays video games.
Yeah.
She plays World of Warcraft. She's
Yeah.
into Supernatural. Like, I was like, that's my family. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I was super into that.
I mean, my parents, my mom, and that generation, it was expected if you were Italian, you married Italian.
Yeah.
My generation, it was strongly suggested.
Strongly suggested.
Your generation, it was like, hey, as long as you're in love.
Or some generations were like, as long as she's not the different color. I broke that rule.
Not even that. I mean, not
Society,
even
not you.
Yeah,
guys,
not even that. But I mean, it just as the generations move. How do I want to say this without pissing off anybody? I think as the generations move farther from your
They become more liberal.
no, it has nothing to do
Open-minded.
with politics. As the farther you move away from where your family came from.
Yeah.
The farther I move away, our family moves away from Italy, the more watered down Italy becomes.
Yeah. But I mean, even if you look at
If
it,
that makes sense.
your mother couldn't marry a Protestant because she was
My mother married a Protestant and all hell broke loose.
exactly right. So then imagine if she married a black dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like now your generation
My generation,
loosened up a
it
little
was
bit.
like,
My generation now, interracial couples are not a thing of, and religion's not even a thing anymore for my generation for the most part.
yeah, I mean,
Times are changing.
my generation, it was, well, we strongly recommend you marry Italian.
In my generation,
But if it doesn't happen, it's not
if
the
I
end
had
of the
a
world.
kid and an alien ship came down
You
and my
know.
kid fell in love with an alien, I'd be like, do you, boy?
Your generation, the way I acted when, you guys started dating and stuff was like, hey, as long as you like each other, as long as you love each other, I don't care.
I loved a lot of women growing up. I remember,
So
I
it
remember your
wasn't,
disapproving stare as I brought a new girl into the house.
no, I just, you got to meet him at some point. I'm always skeptical of who my kids are bringing into the house.
I had a bunch. I had a bunch. I remember getting the stares. But yeah, so I talked on the phone with Rosie for a while today, and she's been listening to Truth Behind Illusion, which like I said is becoming like a huge fucking hit, which is awesome. And she said that she had a few experiences recently and even in the past where she has talked to mediums, and they told her things, and people have came through and talked to her, and has told her for her to tell other people messages like, hey, like this person came through to tell, and she didn't know how to approach people because she didn't know if that person was open minded, and she didn't want to come off as a loon, or because if you open your mind to this and openly speak about it, people are going to judge you. You know what I mean? They're going to think you're different, and I'm very open to it. But the crazy thing is the same thing I was told by a medium is the same thing she was told, and we didn't know that these things happened.
Right.
So she was told in the afterlife that now your parents had a rough, we'll say, divorce.
Yeah, there was no love lost there. I
Yeah.
mean, there was.
This is where the episode where like the banner falls, right?
Yeah,
like this is
the
where
banner falls. My parents hated each other. There's no other. I mean I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They did not like each other when they got divorced.
Well, booze was as I pour beer. Booze did not help.
The booze did not help. My dad was an alcoholic who liked to spend his paycheck at the bar rather than take care of the bills and put food on the table.
Yeah.
And
your mom was a G.
My dad, if you talk to anybody that knew my dad, he was the life of the party, a fantastic dancer.
Not a dancer, but I'm a life of the party.
Okay? He was a great guy, fun to be around, life of the party, a great dancer. That's what people will characterize my father as. And my reply is, I've heard that.
You didn't see when he came home.
You never saw him when he came home.
Yeah.
And he was complete Jekyll and Hyde when he came home. I saw the other side.
Yeah. So this is turning into slowly interviews with everyday people.
So no, but
I like it though.
That's what pissed my mom off, I guess you can say, where she had had enough. And there was an incident on vacation.
There was some violence there.
And there was some violence there, and it's a different time than it is today. Not placing blame, not saying anything should have happened or shouldn't have happened, but end result, they got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't the most pleasant thing. And I don't want to say I was a pawn in it.
You were the youngest. You're the
I was
youngest
the youngest.
So
he had to pay child support, and he hated paying child support, and that was that. And what ticked me off, I guess you can say, is, and I hate to drag this out.
No, this is good conversation. I'm having a good time here.
The man couldn't remember birthday or Christmas, but he knew the day I turned 18 years old, and he wrote domestic relations to say, my son's 18 years old, I no longer have to pay child support. And I took great pride in, my mother took great pride in telling the lady from domestic relations that I was going to college, which meant my father was going to have to continue to pay child support. And it fucking pissed him off.
So realistically,
that was the relationship.
You had an older sister.
Yeah.
She was what age? How many years? What was the age gap?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. My brother, who's in the middle, is 9 years older than me. I think she was 2 or 3 years older than him.
Okay, so age gaps in our family are not uncommon. I'm 11.
11 years, almost 12.
Almost
12 years.
Borderline 12 years older than my brother. Heidi is also 11 years, borderline 12 years older than her brother.
Yeah.
That's a different type of growing up. You know what I mean? Like you and your brother didn't have the same relationship as me and Austin did. Like,
no,
you were put in one family.
I hated my brother hated me, and I hated him when we were growing up.
Yeah,
because we're too far apart. We're 9 years apart.
Yeah,
I was 10 years old. He was 19 years old. What the fuck is he going to do with a 10-year-old?
Yeah.
What the fuck was I going to do with a 9-year-old?
You were two different households too.
We were in two different households. He had by the time he was graduating high school, he was living at my grandmother's house
in a different town.
No, right down around the block.
Oh, okay.
Than where we grew up, because of the home life situation, and then it wasn't shortly after.
See, I thought the same thing. She goes, "How poetic and beautiful that two generations or fathers are sharing memories and having and drinking some beers." This is what this episode was going to.
Yeah, this is what this is going to come down to. It's a combination of truth behind whatever.
Yeah, we're going to get there.
Truth behind this is a combination event. This is truth behind the illusion, Interviews with Everyday People, and Bangin' Beers podcast all rolled in the fucking one,
Yeah.
and with them some therapy.
Yeah. Buckle in. This is going to be an actual conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, by the time my mom left and we moved to Shenandoah, my brother was pretty much out of school. He was living at my grandmother's house, and my sister was on her own with her douchebag husband, who I take no reservation in fucking saying he's a fucking douchebag.
I would love to contact my cousin, though. I wish I can find a way. I know, but I always see the good, and I think time heals all. And I hope he's a different person, but it would be interesting to have a conversation.
I don't know.
I tried.
That's another story.
I tried.
That's another. I won't talk about that on the radio.
No,
that's
understand.
one thing I won't talk about is my nephew. I will not get into that discussion because there's just too much
Bad history.
There's just too much bad history there.
Yeah.
But and in fairness to him, I just don't want to talk about it. But anyway, so you know, my brother's living with my grandmother, my grandparents, and my mom and I have moved to Shenandoah, and we were good. And I kind of sided with my mom's side of the family. We're all so Rosie and Steffi and my
you were
cousins.
not Scarpino.
Scarpino, Cartella.
A Cartella.
Yeah.
You were a Scarpino /
I was
Cartella.
an Italian. I
And-
was
and-
growing up Italian.
And which was
I
a Blackwell.
My brother and my sister grew up Blackwell, and I was growing up Cartella.
Yeah.
And life was good.
Well,
And
I was raised McHale,
and then life
didn't really know
changed.
my
Then life changed.
the other side, you know. Yeah. So kind of to I don't want to dig up too much stuff, but like
No.
your sister passed away
Yes.
over a botch surgery.
Over
Very young. So when we say she passed away,
early mid 30s.
she was
Early to mid 30s. Bad diabetic. Went in for got a mosquito bite. Bottom line,
Why am I drinking out of the can?
Bottom line, she died of a mosquito bite. She got a mosquito bite. It got infected.
At a local hospital.
She went in for an incision and drainage. You make an incision, you drain the infection, antibiotics.
Call
boom,
it a day.
Call it a day. Never woke up from the anesthesia.
How now? Your sister was a very beautiful woman,
Yes.
possible model type.
I don't. I was young.
Yes.
I was too young, and you never look at your. Look, I don't want to go all Donald Trump and say, "Look at my daughter, isn't she gorgeous?"
Yeah,
I date her.
But your
my sister was a really pretty young
kept herself
woman.
Weighed about what? 100
Diabetes probably started to get the best of her. She did not take care of herself. But in her younger days, she was a beautiful young woman.
Yeah. What would you going into it? I know this isn't mean. Like I know when I say this, it sounds like I guess I'm body shaming, but I'm not. But going into that surgery, she's like what 110, 115 pounds,
if that.
And they put enough anesthesia in her to double her weight, or triple.
The one doctor said she had enough anesthesia in her to knock out a horse.
Yeah.
So
paths got crossed, and she got put too much anesthesia in by a rookie. We'll say.
I don't know if it was a rookie. The anesthesiologist was in charge of 4 surgeries at one time, or 3 surgeries at one time.
Yeah.
My sister being one of them. So, at the end of the day, he takes the fall. Someone under him was probably at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, pre-surgery, your sister has lost a few toes.
Lost a toe, at least one. I think one.
I thought it was multiple. Maybe 2.
Might have been 2.
Yeah.
But they sent her home from Hershey. She had a toe amputation because of diabetes. She got an infection or something. Started to turn gangrenous. So they had to take 1, maybe 2 toes.
Yeah.
While she's recuperating in Hershey, 3 Mile Island hit. So they sent her home because of 3 Mile Island. They didn't know exactly what was going to happen, if
Did
there was
not
going to
know
be a meltdown. So they said, you're able to go home.
See you later.
We'll let you know when to come back to check this shit out. So that's what happened. They actually sent her home all bandaged up.
Missing limbs on your side of the family is common.
Oh my gosh.
I-
Yeah.
We skipped a couple generations. Someone's gonna miss something soon. I hope God it's not me.
Yeah.
probably
Well,
gonna
it's
be
your
me.
generation. My generation, my sister lost toes. The generation before, my mom lost
It's gonna
a
be.
leg.
It's 100% gonna be me. With
So
my
it's-
disorder, I'm gonna
it's-
be missing
it's you,
something
it's,
soon.
It's you or Austin or someone in that generation.
Well, Austin's getting out of the military, so I don't think anything's getting blown off anytime soon.
He has a year and
He
a
has
half.
time.
He does
He has
have a year
time.
and a you know.
Sorry, Austin. I don't want to lose a leg, so
Still
take
early.
take one for the team.
Still early.
Yeah. So the reason we told this story is to
Yeah, we're fucking
weave-
talking about mediums and we go off on a family
Well, there's a
history.
reason. Listen, I have structure in my drunk brain. This can is almost done. Do you want a little more of this one?
No, I'm done.
All right. So she goes to this medium, and he's talking to her.
Well, yeah. Now, I'm going to cut you off. We have to give you the backstory on the family because some of them are now dead. Obviously, the truth behind the illusion reference.
We have a lot of dead people.
So if we say, my sister,
She's no longer with us.
who's no longer with us, and he refers to her as speaking to somebody, now have a
Yes.
little bit of a backstory.
So your both parents are gone.
Both
your-
parents
your-
are gone.
your
my
older
sister's
sister's gone,
and
and
it's just me and my brother.
And Butch is somewhere.
He's still here.
Mentally, I think he's gone. But he's still physically here.
Physically, he's still
he
here.
watches a lot of CNN. We'll just say that.
I don't think he watches CNN at all, to be honest with you.
Wait, no,
He
he's
may act like it,
He's a
but
Fox News. No, I don't know.
he is a staunch Republican.
Yeah, he is. Yes,
Fox News.
He is a fucking build that. Yeah, he's good for him, right? Not my thing, but do your thing.
I'm not gonna.
We're not gonna get into this. There were too many beers, team. Well, let's just stick with paranormal.
Yeah.
It's more likely to be believable rather than the Republican stuff.
Yeah,
but anyway,
no
so she goes to see a medium, and she's talking. Someone's coming through. That
my cousin Rose.
Cousin Rose is going. She went to a medium, and someone's coming through that has lost they've lost a limb or they've lost an appendage. So she immediately thinks
That was either my mom or my sister.
yes. Then she says they were really bad diabetic.
That would be Debbie.
Yes.
My sister.
And then everything start coming through, and she's like, she's very young, she's blonde hair, the whole nine.
Yep.
And then that's when she's like, oh, that's my cousin Deb. But she didn't say when she went into this. She went into she gave no
Right.
indication. I mean, I gave a little indication during my podcast because I'm trying to be humorous.
Right.
You know what I mean? But she went in, and and she was able to record her sessions and stuff. And she pretty much she's saying your sister came through and said everything's cool, she's happy, she's good, everything's fine. And so that's one thing.
Okay.
And then she was told that another person or two people were coming through. She goes, an Elmer. And she's like, what the fuck is he doing here? Right? So now...
That's my father.
So for your father, the one thing I will give to your father, I was very young. I don't know much because I was young. And when I was at his house, I was so interested to go hang out with my friend because he was super into wrestling and he had a lot of cool toys. And I just wanted to go to Jackie's house, Jackie Brinsko's house.
Right, right, right.
That's the only thing I wanted to do every time I was at your dad's house.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize the gratification until I got older and talking to you and having these conversations that disconnect between you and your father were there for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then when he realized I may be knocking on death's door soon, he kind of reached out to you can we fix this?
Yeah, we got my brother and I were estranged from my father for many years. I was in 4th grade when my parents separated.
And I think
No. 4th grade? 3rd or 4th grade.
yeah.
When my parents separated, my mom said we're moving to Chenelot. You pack your bags and you move to Chenelot.
Mm-hmm.
That was 4th grade.
You
However,
were living in Monte City at the time
I was living in Monte City at the time.
with your mom and dad.
Yeah.
Where was your mom and dad's house at?
Up on Manoy Street.
By the car dealership.
No, that's Pine Street. 500 block of East Manoy. The car dealership was in the 300 block of East Pine. That was my grandfather's and his two brothers. His house
If I ever
is
hit the
just up
lottery, I'm
street.
buying that building.
That would probably be a good thing.
That would be my podcast studio. It's the Blackwell Bros car
yeah.
dealership. That would be
Yeah.
dope. With a car elevator?
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
stop it.
So we moved to Shenandoah, and things are okay for a little while. And then early teens, like 11, 12 is when I didn't see my dad. Was 11 or 12 was somewhere around the time.
Were you doing the custody thing where you're going to your dad's on weekends?
Yeah, we were doing the custody thing where I'd go see my dad on weekends and not necessarily stay like
You go stay at your grandparents and your dad would come talk to you.
no, my dad would pick me up and we go to he was seeing someone at the time. We go to their house and hang out for the day, and then he'd bring me home that night. I didn't stay over.
Yeah.
It was just a day thing.
Yeah.
And it was infrequent.
Did you ever like bond with him or talk to him, or was it just like you were kind of just like there because you had to be?
I hung out with her son while he went to the bar.
Wow.
So
This is real quick. I don't know any of this, so this is news to me as well.
yeah, infrequently my dad would say, "I'd like to see Tony today on Saturday," and my mom would say, "Okay."
Well, for what reason? Like just to drop you off with a kid?
I don't know what the reasoning behind it was.
Strange.
But that was all well and good until, and then it wasn't
Real quick, Tattered flag. I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't care, dude. I don't care. This is my show. I do
That's
what I
all right.
want.
But no, it was all well and good. It was infrequent. I don't want to say like every weekend, every other weekend, every once a month. It was just infrequent.
Yeah.
As I remember it, it was going to my dad's house was infrequent
I just keep thinking we have to do beer of the night.
for a day. and at the end of the day, he would bring me home, and I was 11, 12 maybe, and he brought me home, and he was hammered. And I remember going down 81 because he lived outside of McAdoo. And I remember coming down 81, and he was all over the road. And I said, we got home.
Do you want me to drive?
Yeah, I was almost 11 years old saying, "Dad, you want me to drive?" But we get home, and I said to my mom, I said, are you going to get in trouble if I don't go with Dad anymore?
You're not comfortable.
And she goes, I said, am I going to get in trouble? Are you going to get in trouble? Is it going to be a problem? And she goes, no, why? It's not going to be a problem. She goes, what happened? I'm there, well, this. And he was literally like on the shoulder in the passing lane, on the shoulder in the shoulder of the passing lane, all the way down 81. I'm like, fuck. I remember sitting like 11, 12 years old thinking, where's the seatbelt? Because it was just a fucking lap belt at that point back in the day. But I'm thinking, this is not good. All 11, 12 years old of me thinking, this is not fucking good. And when I went home, I said something to my mom, and she goes, you don't have to go with him anymore. That was a Saturday. Monday, she called domestic relations, and she told them what happened. Monday afternoon, he called her on the phone yelling and screaming because they called him and said,
You're driving drunk with a kid in the car.
You're not seeing your kid anymore. And he, I don't know why he would yell and scream other than she may have negotiated more child support. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's strange.
But he called yelling and screaming just to call yell and scream.
Because it's not like he was bonding with you.
Right. And then that was around from 11 to 12 years old.
So who was he dating at the time that you were kind of being raised with their kid?
A woman, Joni, outside of McAdoo.
Did you ever talk to that kid ever again?
I haven't seen him since.
What's his name?
Eddie.
Eddie.
I forget his last name.
Really?
I forget his last name.
That's crazy.
So that's like 11, 12 years old. I graduate high school. I turn 18.
So from then on, you've never seen your dad?
From 11 to 12 years old, didn't see my dad. I graduate high school, have not seen my dad since I'm 11, 12 years old. I turn 18. He writes domestic relations. I graduate high school, go to college. My sister passes away while I'm in college. That was the next time I saw my father.
Funeral.
The sit down, for lack of a better term, everybody came to my mom's house
So
to figure out where we're getting the money to bury my sister because she died with nothing.
yeah, and there was a little bit of a lawsuit possibly pending at this point.
There was some. Most likely, we were going to end up going. We were talking to a lawyer. She died and shouldn't have, so there was some medical malpractice lawsuits that were going to be filed. I was only like 18, 19 years old, so
Yeah.
that wasn't my dealings. But
From an outsider, when people hear that, they're thinking, "Oh, you're in the money." But the family who's going through is like, at this point, you don't give a fuck about the money.
well, yeah, but the way they look at it and the way they talk about it was a lot of money, but it wasn't a lot of money.
You'd much rather have your sister than have the
Absolutely.
money. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It wasn't millions by any stretch.
I'm just
of the
saying
imagination.
that people, when people see other people in grieving and they think, oh, I know outside
Yeah.
perspective is, oh, well, they're going to get this money because this happened. And then the family's thinking, yeah, the money's all fine, but like,
Yeah.
that's not going to fucking help our grieving process because we want our family member back.
Right.
Yeah.
The well, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get off track on that. But you're right. The money wasn't the issue. It was the loss of our sister.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the next time I see my father. Some 6-7 years later.
Yeah.
8 years later.
Did you ever have an emotion like, I want to go back and hang out with him? Or like see him?
No.
No.
No. I'm trying to think. That happened, and then a year later, year and a half later, my mom's in the accident.
Yeah. So your mom was in a car accident by Shenandoah.
In Shenandoah.
In Shenandoah. Well, sorry, in Shenandoah. If you're familiar with Shenandoah, there used to be a light. It used to, if our generation would know it as the blinking light, but
Yes.
at one point in time, it was a functioning
There
light.
was a functioning light at Turkey Hill.
At Turkey Hill. So if you're leaving Shenandoah, there's a Turkey Hill, and then there's a Burger King where it is now, and then the hill up into Frackville.
Correct.
She was not driving. She was in the passenger seat.
Front seat passenger.
Her and her friends are leaving, and they're coming not on the main drag, but they're coming out of the alley. They have the green
Heading
light.
west.
Heading up the alley.
That's not Cherry.
No idea.
Cherry Street, I think.
They're heading up
Top
the
left.
alley to go towards, I guess, the back way to Boyers.
Yeah.
Not on the main drag where you would drive past the
Correct.
the Turkey Hill. They get T-boned by a 18-wheeler.
18-wheel tractor trailer.
She's entrapped.
All four. I think there were, and this is where the conversation started because my cousin Rosie sent me a text message asking how many people were in the car
And did someone die?
and did someone die. And I'm there. No one died, and I think there were 3, possibly 4 people in the car. I don't remember
Because she was saying somebody was coming through in a car accident and there was death in the car accident, but no one died in this car accident.
No, I don't believe so.
I mean, eventually they died.
Well, yeah, they were all
They were old.
they were older than my mother, and my
Yeah.
mother was in her late 50s at that point.
Now she also had a problem with blood pressure,
blood circulation.
blood circulation.
Yeah. So she had lost half a leg due to poor circulation.
And being entrapped.
No, she lost a half a leg prior to the accident. She lost the
Oh.
rest of the leg after the accident.
That's what it was. So she was from the knee down.
Correct.
Then the accident was the thigh up, or the thigh down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go back to your father.
So
The accident happens.
the accident happens. Obviously, I don't know how, why, where he gets notified, but he's there. I think, and I'm trying to picture it. He's there, possibly stops in. I don't know. I don't remember. The timeline now becomes blurry for me.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah. Was he there? Wasn't he there? I don't know.
Around this time,
But at
I'm
any
born.
rate, is it?
I was born for the car accident, right? I was alive because I remember the photo. The photo I have on my arm is after her. She came home from the car accident. Correct?
Yeah. I don't know if you were born when she was in the accident or if you were born after the accident. Because I don't remember when the accident was.
Yeah.
You were born late 86.
December 5th, 86, just in case.
And here's the way I'm looking at it. I went to business school in 83.
Well,
My sister died shortly thereafter.
You had me very young.
Late 83.
Roller Roast got you.
Early 84 my sister passes away, somewhere around there, because I was in college when that happened. And then I was almost out of business school, a year and a half, 18-month business school. I was almost graduating business school when my mom was in the accident. Mm-hmm. And I would have, if it was 83, I went September of 83, September 84, some point 85-ish, or 86, early 86, I would be graduating from business school. So I want to say 85, if I'm in business school 18 months and I go in September, that would take me a year to following September. Another 6 months would take me to like early 86.
I cannot believe there's 5 people watching. This is unbelievable. You guys are fucking amazing.
So early 86, I would be getting out of school. You're born late 86.
Okay.
She's already in the accident.
Yeah.
So you were born after the accident.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much what I want to say is like there's a huge gap there where your father's not involved in your life.
Absolutely.
And then I am 7, 8, I may be older. I don't know. I don't remember what grade I was in, but I just remember you're taking me to a house in Tresco, Pennsylvania, or McAdoo,
Tresco,
to see a guy, and I don't even think you really described it at the point in time that it was your dad. I think we got there, and you're like, "This is your grandfather."
Yeah.
And then I was kind of grandpap.
I did give him the respect of saying this is your grandpap because his father was grandpap.
Okay. So all I know my whole life, and this is, once again, this is not a knock to your mom's side, but all I really know at that point is my mom's side.
Right.
Right? So it never even dawned on my kid brain that you even had your whole side of your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, I seen them, but I didn't.
Yep.
Like, we seen them once a year, so it never really registered. Like, I wasn't as close to my cousins as... Am I the oldest cousin?
That's a good question.
I might be the oldest on your side when it comes to my next generation, because I think it would be me, then Chelsea or Steven. Me?
I don't know
it would either
I don't
be
know
me,
their ages.
It would be me, then
Dominique,
Chelsea,
Dominique
and Dominique.
is your age.
Dominique's a little younger, though. I could be wrong. I think I'm older than Dominique.
I don't know.
But it's either me, Dominique, and Chelsea. We're all in the same area.
That's
and then Steven and then
well, you got my cousin Jojo.
Sammy are in there.
Cousin Jojo's kids. She's got a few kids.
Yeah, Steven.
And my cousin Stevie has Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
Another.
I don't know. This is stuff that I would like to learn.
But yeah, you might be the
I'm
youngest.
The OG.
You might be
the OG.
You might be the oldest.
I might
of
be
the
the
cousin's
OG.
cousin. The cousin's kids. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So your dad. I don't know. Once again, I'm so young, so there's a lot of this. What I'm going to ask you, you may put the pieces together for me.
Yeah.
You bring me over. I remember him just being a super positive and nice guy. And I now, like, kind of looking back and hearing the stories, I remember you being kind of like, "What the fuck is this?" You were confused because he treated me like I was gold.
Yeah, no, I wasn't confused as much as I was like, "You motherfucker."
Where was this my childhood?
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
I had a year and a half of that.
Yeah.
I had a year and a half of what you saw. When he went on the wagon.
He had a fucking throat thing.
Yeah, he had throat cancer.
So he had a fucking
and a laryngectomy.
I remember
he had to talk with the voice thing.
The first time I ever translated that to anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, first one ever, the whole podcast, wrestling. Kane, remember Kane? He talked like this, and I was like, my pap used to talk like that.
Yeah.
And he had the throat thing. He had the gross hole in his throat.
Yeah.
And he would fucking. I'm gonna dance, and he'd fucking
and he danced.
and he would dance around for
And
me,
he'd-
and he
yeah,
would, and he
he'd
was
have a
like,
good time.
he'd give me candy and juice, and like treated me like I was, and I was like, who is this fucking dude
Yeah.
treating me so cool?
Yeah.
And then like, I remember hanging out with her maybe what 2 or 3 times, or
Maybe.
yeah, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, your pap passed away.
Yeah.
So I never like I didn't really build that connection, but as I'm an adult, I just remember like he attempted to make a change there.
At the end,
Yeah.
he wanted. The easiest way I can say is that we got the phone call that my dad was on his deathbed. I mean, I knew he had
From
cancer. His girlfriend,
fiance,
yeah.
whatever they, yeah.
I knew he had cancer. I knew he had throat cancer. He had the laryngectomy with the voice box, the whole. Was still smoking.
Yeah, he was a savage.
Was still drinking, and it got to him.
I can't
and
visually
he had-
think what he looks like because you're so young. Like I can't put a face to like
Yeah,
if
I
his
can't-
ghost walked in this room, I'd be
can't
like,
picture,
who's that
I can't
guy?
picture him right now either.
Yeah, that's
I
a
can't.
weird. That's a weird thing the way the mind works.
Yeah, I can't picture him. I can't picture him. But
Which is you don't even know what your fucking dad looked like.
yeah, I can't.
That's
picture him.
crazy.
I can't even. I don't even know if there's a picture of him.
Yeah,
I don't know if my brother. I don't have a picture of him. I can tell you that
doubt
right now.
Butch does.
I don't know if my brother has a picture of him.
I doubt it because
But-
he wouldn't even have showed up that day when he was invited. It was very bitter feelings there.
Yeah, there was no love lost between my brother and my father,
Yeah.
and I don't remember. I think my brother said, when I got the phone call that he was basically on his deathbed, and I'm trying to remember how it was put to me. Do I want to come see him, or he would like you to come see him? I don't remember. I think it was he would like to see you.
Yeah. Did you go?
And you and your brother, because at that point that we were the only ones left.
Yeah.
So I called my brother and I said, somebody wants to see you. And he goes, who? I said, Dad. And he goes, for what?
He's dying.
I said, he's on his deathbed. And my brother's like, okay. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, I'm there. Butch,
Don't be a dick.
don't make a scene. No. So,
I don't know the story, so I'm excited.
yeah. So it was, and you got to understand my brother. He was just like, fuck him. Because there was no love lost between the two of them.
Here's how I kind of equate when I tell people, like when people ask, like, well, what's different between your dad and your brother and your uncle? I said, I am a very good mix, half and half of the both.
Yeah.
My political side and not political, but my mindset side where I open-minded and I can talk and I can have conversations and I can meet people in the middle and I can have conversations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I get a lot from you. But then like if you piss me off, I'll rip your fucking ear off. That's definitely the Butch.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah.
Elmer. You know what I mean? Like
that's the Blackwell actually. Because
Yeah.
I can be like that as well sometimes. But and he was like, all right, well, when? Let me call you back. I didn't think it was gonna get this far.
in 20 minutes.
So that's what it was. They're like 20. I'll pick you up in 20 minutes, and we go up to Tresco and we see him, and we make our amends. And
What was the conversation?
well, he couldn't talk all that well because he had throat cancer, and at that point, I don't even think the
thing worked.
the throat thing worked. So it was like he was just mouthing the words, and he was like, "I'm sorry," and that was the most he was able to get out is "I'm sorry," and we both said, "Okay, us too, whatever."
Yeah. And
it wasn't like it. If it wasn't like the movies
Yeah.
where it's tearful and everybody lives happily ever after. It was okay. And then on the way home, it was like the realization was he's going to die any day now. So
Yeah.
there's, okay, we made amends. I don't know how my brother looked at it. I looked at it like this.
There was a lot of missed opportunities.
There was a lot of missed opportunities. Was I upset about them?
Sure.
A little bit. But it was like, okay, this man has not been in my life for the better part of 20 years. I don't think I need to grieve over the fact that he's not going to be here much longer.
Did you grieve more over the fact that when you seen the way he treated me as his grandkid, like this could have been something we could have done earlier if we just would have sat down and had a conversation?
No, not really. Again, we had different priorities in our lives.
Yeah.
And even though I was only 15, 16 years old at the time, whatever, I'm not saying I had different priorities. He had different priorities in his life.
Yeah.
And I don't hold it against him. He didn't want anything to do with me for that period of time. Okay, fine.
I think there was here's just my take.
That's the way I looked at it anyway.
I agree. But I think, once again, I think that term, the apple doesn't far fall from the tree, is a legit thing. Now, I don't think it carries over for everything. But I think one thing that me, you, Austin, the male side of our Blackwell genes definitely have is we're stubborn as fuck.
Yeah,
And we don't want to admit when we're wrong.
I don't see it as being stubborn.
We're bullheaded.
Where I didn't want to see him because I was being stubborn. I didn't think it was my responsibility to reach out to him.
I understand, but here's the thing.
And that's not being stubborn. That's just I'm a fucking kid.
Yeah.
I don't think it's, Dad, I'd like to come see you or come down and see me.
I want to say when we get to the adult
That was
level.
his responsibility.
Yes.
As we get older.
But I think his thing was like, I did this person so wrong that I'm afraid to go have this conversation.
That could very well be. I don't know.
And I think that's something that, me personally, me starting this podcast is trying to break that cycle. Because there's a few times where me and you have gotten stuff, and there was times where we didn't talk for almost a year, and then we got back to talking, and then we got into another argument and a fight over disagreements, and didn't talk for almost another 2 years. And like, I remember sitting back and I'm like, and hearing these stories, but kind of knowing a little bit about you and your dad and you and your brother, I'm like, you know what? Like, conversation is important and it's powerful. Yeah. And if you can put your ego aside to have conversations with anybody, time is too short and it can be lost quickly. So I think a part of that is
you're right.
Your dad could have had those conversations, but that he didn't want to put his ego aside, or maybe he was afraid to say like he didn't have to wait till his deathbed to do it.
Correct. And was I playing stubborn by not reaching out? Possibly.
But you were hurt.
I didn't feel it was my responsibility to reach out to him.
Yeah. But maybe
is that
you being
stubborn, I don't know.
you being the bigger person, be like, hey, Dad, I understand that you may have done me wrong, or in my mind, I feel like you've done me wrong. Can we sit down and have a conversation about it? And me and you have done that since then.
Yeah.
And our relationship has gotten amazing.
As an adult, I probably could have done that.
This is where the Dr. Phil kicks in.
Yeah. As a kid, I don't know if I needed to do that. I'm pretty sure I didn't need to do that as a kid. As a kid, absolutely
as a kid,
no, it's not my responsibility. But as an adult, could I have done that? Sure.
Yeah.
But I think it was one of those deals. There was just so much time that had passed. It was like,
sucks.
This isn't a priority for me.
Yeah.
And that's, again, I don't know if that was so now we get to
truth behind illusion.
The truth truth behind illusion.
So Rosie has a conversation with her medium, and Elmer comes through, and Elizabeth comes through.
Okay.
And
so that would be mom and dad.
Your mom and dad, who ended on horrible terms, did not speak.
Pretty much.
Right? So what this medium then tells her is that your mom and dad are together on the other side, because at one point in time, to start a relationship and start a family, you need to be good at some point in time. Whatever stops that in the beginning. So what she was trying to explain to Rosie is that when you pass on to the next realm, or I don't want to say heaven or whatever the next step may be, is that if you made a connection with somebody at some point in time, and even if it ended bad, when you meet on the other side, that other stuff means nothing, because when you get to the other side, you realize your purpose is bigger than what it was.
Right. Okay.
So supposedly from what this person has told Rosie is, on the other side, your parents have squashed that and are not together in a
They're happy
relationship.
They're
They're
just
happy,
happy
together.
Yeah.
Yes, and that they are both still very active in watching over us. And then when I met a medium, she told me a grandfather figure and a grandmother figure are very dominant in your life. And I made the joke saying it has to be my mom's grandfather and my dad's mom, because I don't remember being my father's grandfather, like my father's dad, being active in my life. And then thinking about it, I'm like, it may be him, because he made serious attempts to say, I fucked up. You know what I mean? And I remember, like, she kept saying to me in my reading is like, you need to watch what you eat. Don't drink too much. Like, you're fine what you're doing, but don't overdo it. And don't do this. Your grandfather's telling you this. And I'm thinking to myself, that would be more your dad than I would say my mom's dad.
I don't know.
I mean, they both were drinkers.
I didn't know Pat very well.
But they were both they both liked their booze.
They both definitely
yeah.
liked their
So
booze.
it's and then for her to say that two people are together talking to me, and then hear her story that some other person told them that, and that's not even her immediate family. So for her to pull this person to pull two names out, and then be your parents, and our side of the family not being super close because time has then kind of separated us all.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to kind of connect all of it together.
When Rosie sent me a text message and asked me a couple of questions and then told me what was going on, where she was reviewing some of the recordings she had of visiting the medium, I was like, cool. And now then you start telling me about it. I'm like, maybe I should go see a medium.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
I don't know if I want to, though. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
I'm curious enough to say I might do this, but I'm nervous enough to say maybe not.
I personally think, this is my take, and I don't think I'm enlightened or anything, but I think for a while there where we were in some shitty spots, but I think myself and you have grown in different aspects, and I think we are at a very, very close spot now. You know what I'm saying? And not to try to let stuff in, but like I said, like as of last year, we didn't talk for almost 2 years before this.
Yeah, there was a spot there where it was a good year and a half.
And then when I sat down and told you how I felt, and then you kind of accepted it, you know what I mean? And kind of told you things I went through growing up and how I felt, and you were, instead of being negative or being like, hey, I don't think you felt that because that hurts my ego, you were like, fuck, man, I apologize. You know what I mean? And I think we've grown from that. And I think that's that. If there is an afterlife, and if your parents are watching, your dad's like, you did what I couldn't.
I would hope. I mean,
I need a fucking beer.
Yeah, I would. I don't want to say I would hope I turned out to be a better father. There's a little bit.
Yeah,
there's no handbook.
No, not at all. There's no handbook to being humans. Dude, as humans, we fucking suck.
Yeah.
The human species is fucking garbage.
But I think it would be, I would like to talk to a medium or have, go to see a medium. But I'm nervous about what they're going to say. So
Tori, come over right now.
Start
driving over. Bring your cards.
No, it's something.
she does card readings, but yeah,
it's something I'm seriously considering. Now I'm seriously considering doing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to my cousin and say
I would go to someone completely different.
What the fuck? I'm not gonna go to the same one. Well, she's in Virginia.
Yeah,
but I don't. First off, I wouldn't know who to go to.
Yeah,
I don't want some fly by night.
But
how do you know?
But you don't want someone who's possibly listening to this either.
Well, yeah. How do you know? How do you know who's a reputable medium?
So here's where I was kind of like, and this is not knocking the medium I went to and did on the podcast, right? But she never talked to my cousin Rosie.
Right, obviously.
You know what I mean? And she didn't know my cousin Rosie sat down with a medium, but for her to be so, and I know Rosie's medium is completely different from my reading, right. But to even connect those two in even a slight bit, and they're two strangers, is strange. Because if you look at my social media, your social media, anyone's social media, we don't talk about your dad. We don't talk about your mom for the most part.
No.
The only thing close to your mom that's on my social media is my tattoo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange that kind of
yeah,
connects.
I don't. I don't put much about my mom on Facebook.
Here you go, Mary.
Nothing.
Mary said, I was the biggest skeptic on mediums and finally was convinced to go to, and it blew my mind. Relatives I never knew came through, and to go see a medium, it's enlightening. I don't want to put her story out there, but what Mary told me, what the medium said to her.
Mary?
Yes.
Okay.
The story that Mary told that from the medium fucking is crazy.
No shit.
Yeah.
And now I gotta go see one.
It'd be weird to see what the...
I'm gonna go see one in New York. Because there's absolutely no way they can have any connection between anybody that's seen a medium in my family.
I seen a few mediums. So I see one in high school, right? When I went to go do the ghost thing.
Right.
And then I met and then I met a few other people who maybe aren't professional mediums, but they said they're like on that path.
Right.
And every single person I met said that I have a potential to do something.
So, Mary, you got to send me a message on Facebook, private message on what am I looking for to go to. I mean, I don't know who to go to. I have no.
You should look in New York.
Clue.
Just go on. Just literally just I don't know. Fucking social media.
I mean, I don't want to go to a. Do I go to a card reader? Do I go to a? What do I go to?
I don't know. I don't know the story. Tori needs to come up here. Tori, if you're not busy tonight.
I'm on vacation this week, so this can happen this week. I will fucking do it this week. I just need to go where
the medium knew the name of the woman who raised your pop-up, and it blew my mind. So my pop-up was raised in a family of like...
Oh, yeah.
My grandfather was raised by like... So, crazy stories. My grandfather's mother was like 14 years old and met a dude who was like...
Did you pour the fucking ghost?
No, I poured the beers for tears. So so this is a great segue to go listen to Truth Behind Illusion, and this wasn't even the plan. Beers happen, but this is why the fucking Supernatural podcast is killing it, because this is drawing people in.
Is that how many people are there?
Yeah, dude, this is crazy. But
cool.
Pop-Up was raised by had a large family, and to the point where Pop-Up was kind of like, we can't raise this kid, get him the fuck out of here. And he was raised by someone who wasn't really even family. Right. And this medium talked to Mary and was like, this is the lady's name. That's fucking insane. Yeah.
No shit.
I went to a friend for a recommendation, and he goes, I'll give you a card reading this time this weekend, just no drinking before the reading. LOL. So it's Tori. So if you want to come up Sunday, you want to come up Sunday? Because I'm doing stuff Saturday, and so is Tori. She's performing.
I'm in Maryland Sunday.
Are you coming?
I'm in southern Pennsylvania Sunday.
Oh. Are you free like Monday or Tuesday? Are you free Monday?
Monday, yeah. Tuesday, I'm heading back.
Monday night you're free. Be here Monday night at 9:00. Dude, she'll read your cards on the fucking era for Truth Behind Illusion.
Tori, you want to do that?
Dude, Truth Behind Illusion, we're going to read my dad's cards.
You do a live card reading?
That's awesome, dude. Because our guest backed out, so our guest doesn't come until next week.
I don't want to say yes, absolutely. I got to see what the fuck is going on.
What are you going to do on Monday night?
I don't know what's going on Monday. I don't think there's anything special going on.
I don't think so either. But it's Labor Day weekend this week, right?
Yeah, Monday's Labor Day. Tuesday, I'm heading back to New York.
Okay, so if you're Monday night at 9:00, you should come, and even
9:00 at night.
Even if you come, yeah, that's when we record Truth Behind. Even if you come a little earlier, maybe
I'll do that. Maybe I'll do Monday night. I'll come up. I'll do the card reading, and then I'll head right to New York.
That can work. Even if you come up a little earlier.
No, I can't. Tuesday is what the fuck am I doing Tuesday? I gotta be here.
This is crazy.
There's something I gotta be here Tuesday. Oh, my fantasy football draft.
I just did mine the other night. I drafted Adrian Peterson. They just cut him.
The man's in football years, he's like 70.
Yeah.
Why would you want to fucking draft him?
Because he had solid years the last 2 years.
Oh, come on.
But no, that Rivera's like, another podcast right here. Wars on the Warpath. But no, Rivera's like, I'm pretty confident with our young backfield.
You didn't think Adrian Peterson was going to make it through the year, did you?
Health wise, if they let him, if another team picks him up, I think he can make it the year and be a 1,000-yard rusher. I do. I think Adrian Peterson's a freak. He beats his kids and get powers. I don't know. It's weird. But even if you come up a little earlier on Monday, like if you come up around like 7 or 8.
Tuesday's draft day, so I got to be at 7:00 at night. I got to
Monday.
be.
I'm saying Monday. If you can come up early Monday.
I don't know if I want to do the draft here or if I'm going to do the draft in New York.
Yeah. I'm just saying if you can come up early Monday before even if you don't want to be on the show, you can come up before the show and we can hang out and talk.
No, we can do the card reading.
Okay.
How long is it going to take?
It depends. She read my cards and then I read her cards. Well, she read Andy's cards, then she read my cards, and then I read her cards.
Well, how long does it take to read the cards?
Depends.
An hour?
Depends who comes through.
Fuck.
13
I don't know.
hours.
I don't know if I want you here for my card reading.
I mean, I can walk out of the room if you want.
Maybe I want confidentiality.
Maybe. We can figure it out. All right. Here we are. We're back to Bangin Beers podcast. That was a good conversation. I like that.
That was a good
That was deep.
conversation.
So we had this conversation recently with over a couple beers, whatever, which helps, you know. So a part of your dad is probably like, "Fuck, don't drink," but he's like, "God damn it, that's helping."
God damn.
Right? We were hanging up at the Cortland area and we were hanging out, and it was kind of like the first trip of us kind of hanging out and talking and clearing the air and me learning about your side of the family that I didn't know and stuff like that.
Right.
And we had a whole conversation about your mom and how important she was and all the cool things she did and how she was like a fucking awesome person and how I can relate a lot to my personality to your mom. This is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. We leave the brewery, we make a left-hand turn, drive 2 blocks?
3 blocks.
3 blocks, and we go to make a left, and I scream, "Stop the fucking car!" from the back seat. His mother's name is Elizabeth. Her maiden name is obviously Elizabeth Blackwell. Is his mother's fucking name. So we sat in a bar in fucking
Geneva, New York.
In Geneva, New York.
Geneva, New York.
We sat in this fucking bar that we didn't even know we were going to go to until we got there.
Yeah.
Right? Sat in this bar, drank beers, talked about his mom, got fucking emotional, maybe shed a few inside tears, left there on a relatively positive note. I think we all kind of bonded between me, Heidi, my mom, and you, learning about each other's past and history. We leave this brewery, we drive up the street. Heidi's driving. I'm in the front seat.
Yeah.
Heidi's driving. Heidi sucks at GPS. And he's doing GPS in the back seat, already tuned up. So she drives the street, makes a left, drives, makes another left or a right, I don't remember, and I just scream, "Stop the fucking car." We are looking on a street sign. This is not a fucking joke. The street sign said Elizabeth Blackwell Street.
Yeah. We were at the corner of Elizabeth and Blackwell Street.
No, it was Elizabeth Blackwell. Elizabeth Blackwell and
Elizabeth
whatever.
Blackwell Street. And,
the fucking street we pull up on
Jones Street or something.
by accident is a Elizabeth Blackwell Street.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking skeptic, but that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I don't even know there was a Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell back in the day.
It's close enough.
I don't know if she even grew up in Geneva. If this Dr. Blackwell was from Geneva, Elizabeth, or not.
It was strange.
But it was fucking strange. It was
Dude,
strange.
we fucking stopped the car, pulled over during a pandemic, ran out and took photos of the street sign, and these people are staring at us like, "Why are you taking photo signs, like street sign, like photos of the street sign?" And we're like, and I literally drunk, and like, these fucking ladies are hanging out in the building, and I'm like, "We were just fucking drunk talking about my grandmother, and that's her fucking name on the street sign. Fucking rock and roll!" And got in the car and left. Like, crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm a skeptic, but like when shit like that happens, that's weird.
It is.
I learned a lot about you and your dad today. That was impressive. I liked it.
Yeah, my dad was.
This is a good episode. This is a good episode.
Did you ever hear the story when he blew up the milk box?
No.
Back in the day, milk used to be delivered to your house. There would be a aluminum box on your front porch, and that was styrofoam lined. And the milkman would deliver your milk and leave it in the box. And then at some point during the week, you would pay him, and he would continue to deliver milk.
Imagine the honor system back then. Just honor system.
Yeah.
Dude, I still live my life by the honor system.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go throw a show, but just let me work, and I'll get you your money.
Yeah. And then when my dad went on the wagon and stopped drinking for a year and a half, it was the best family time we ever had. And I remember he scored some fireworks, and we had a blast lighting off fireworks on Manoy Street.
So there was good moments with your dad.
There's absolutely good moments. And he blew up the milk box that night. And it was snowing fucking styrofoam all over a fucking half a block radius all around.
If
fucking
all
snowing
right,
styrofoam.
this is the last truth behind illusion thing question I want to ask, right?
Mm.
But if two mediums have told your cousin and your son that there's a possibility that your parents, I just want to know psychologically, are happy and also watching over us, how do you react to that?
I'm glad to hear it.
Does it kind of so for me that shows just from your stories?
I'm just trying to think of all the shit I've done after they died to try and figure out if they're doing a good job watching over me or not. I'm trying.
I always think
trying to fucking
when
think
I type
of all the shit I.
When I type in certain websites on my phone to hang out and check out, I'm like, I hope my guardian needs to take a break.
Now it's gonna be like, no, I
please don't watch me jerk off. Is what I'm saying. Don't please. Sorry, Aunt Mary, for watching, and I just said a jerk off joke, but
no, but no, it's look.
Does it make you think like for me anyway?
Anytime people can put their differences aside and get along is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a good thing.
For me personally, now, like, because I've been the type who I'd get angry with family. Because listen, I grew up very bitter and I grew up very angry. I never and this is not something I'm trying to like put people down. I'm just telling you the way I felt. I feel like I grew up and I wasn't accepted. I didn't have your side of the family,
right?
And then I was not the youngest cousin, but the youngest cousin who hung around all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt like I was told my whole life I was the poster child for birth control, and I never felt like I was wanted or accepted, and I kind of got picked on a lot. Mm-hmm. So I didn't feel like I was accepted there. And then as I got older, I kind of grew up with a chip on my shoulder, and then I was kind of getting picked on and bullied at school and beat up there. And then growing up, like, it's just something that it was just a constant thing that kind of plagued me.
Yeah.
And I grew up angry. I grew up like I wanted to fuck. The only way I can express myself was through violence, mm-hmm. because like I kind of grew up like in a coal region town, so the only way you settle your differences is through your fist. And then when I finally got bigger, that I was able to defend myself, like everyone around me was like, "Nah, we're good," and I was like, "No, motherfuckers, now's the time. I ain't that scrawny kid." So I grew up very angry and bitter and stuff like that. And then, but then like growing up and talking and learning about these things, and even if it's complete fucking bullshit and you don't believe in the paranormal at all or any of that, to hear that may be two different connections that can tell me that was a thing.
It's crazy.
It really makes me think like it's not worth it to hold on to that shit. Because if two people who absolutely possibly hate each other on this realm are together and working together to possibly watch over us to make sure we're good, or to doing that, that's enough right there for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like if we get into this is kind of off camera, after Banging Beers, me and you sat here and had a Blackville conversation. Now, a Blackville conversation means we scream at each other and we yell and we raise our voice because we're just trying to get each other's points across.
Yeah.
And poor Ben sat right where you're sitting and was uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah.
But because where we were 2 years ago, not speaking, and then coming back to where we are today, you stood up and you're like frustrated, and I was frustrated, but we said, "I love you." We shook hands, we hugged, and you walked out my front door.
Night. I'm going home.
Then you went home and looked at it, and I went and looked at it, and then we met back the next week, and you're like, I looked at your thing and I agree with you. I think everything we talked about last week off camera was fucking on point. You know what I mean? Like, and we met in the middle.
We had I can understand the conversation we had. I can understand, the reason why things happen, and I kind of changed my tune a little bit about it. The only downside now I may have is, and I'm just being facetious about it, but well, we'll get together in the afterlife and everything will be fine. So
but my
I don't have to apologize now.
But my thing is, I don't want to wait till then.
Yeah, I'm just joking about it.
Yeah.
No, it's if what life you and Rose, if what's being said is everybody's happy where they're at now in the afterlife, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Whether that be heaven or whatever your spiritual plane is. I still don't know how much I believe in the Bible. I'm curious with that.
Yeah,
but we've also been done dirty by Catholic people.
That's a whole other.
All right, let's get into
We need another podcast for the Catholic Church.
Listen, I'm kind of happy that everyone wasn't able to come tonight. Once again, coincidences are not something that happens. Everything is meant to be. If Tattered Flag is listening to this episode and they hung out this whole time, your beers have created a great conversation.
They did.
All right, so
They're very good.
yeah, overall, this lineup was absolutely fantastic. If you like the conversation we have, please hang out with us every Monday night at Truth Behind Illusion. So pretty much the way this works now, I'll get my plugs out of the way now. Monday night, Truth Behind Illusion, 9 o'clock. Tuesday night at 9 o'clock is Not Cool in High School. We talk movies, video games, comic books, everything pop culture. So if you're into a movie, you want us to, and you can join all of our group Facebook pages and share stories. Wednesday night may be Bros on the Warpath or Interviews with Everyday People. Not sure yet. Sorry, I got the beer burps. Thursday night, Tornado Attack Podcast. Friday night, you're here banging beers. So I'm not getting paid from this podcast. I'm not making money to accept Aunt Mary's amazing donation. So if you want to donate or buy a T-shirt or anything, that helps. We're trying to get better equipment. I am not trying to get rich and famous off this. If it happens, fucking awesome. But for the most part, it's just trying to have conversations and meet people and have great experiences.
Right.
Because I feel life is too short. I grew up too angry, too bitter, too emotional. And this is a great way to... your microphone's breaking up. Sorry. Is it better now? Hope so. But sometimes the live feeds kind of fuck up. So this is where I think subscribing to us on Spotify or iTunes or Google and listening to the audio only is good too. So if you don't want to watch the video, you can listen to us audio only. The links are below, and you can check all that out. But getting back to banging beers. So we have the both flavored guided juice missiles. I almost forgot. One with guava, one without. Tears for beers, and then the Phantasm. I'm gonna pour a little bit more of that.
I don't want any more.
You don't have to. I understand. That's a lot in that can. So these 4 beers are our beers tonight.
Beer of the night?
Beer of the night, you can go first. I agree with you.
Phantasm.
Shocked you.
Yeah, it was. It was tasty. The mango all day. The heat at the end.
It was fun.
And the heat was like a really big warmth, not so much hot. Ghost pepper hot. It was just
the ghost.
It was, yeah. How about
Holy shit.
The heat lasted a while afterward, but it wasn't overbearing. It was very good. So that's my beer of the night.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you. I think all 4 of these beers were fantastic, but
they were.
But walking into this and you read this description of Indian Pale Ale brewed mango, ghost pepper, and jalapeno, this I thought I was going to hate, and this turned out to be a very tasty beer. So for me, that's beer of the night as well. Absolutely. So the mango Phantasm. Now, while we're here, Canada of the night. For me, it stays right there.
Man, it's a toss-up.
I love the Grim Reaper. I don't like death, but I kind of like the character of Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper can art is pretty cool.
My second place would be Tears for Beers. That's hilarious.
I gotta go with, but I'm gonna go with the because the hairdo is Tears for Fears style. We got a tie for. I'm going with Tears for Beers.
Here's another quick old school question that nobody else would like except Aunt Mary watching right now. What made you get a perm? To me, like I like the rock star. I like the old school.
I've said it on Facebook, so I don't have a problem saying it, and she knows it. The girl who gave me my perm was fucking drop dead gorgeous.
So you went there because she was pretty.
Oh my gosh!
It's kind of like going to a bar and
her mother and my mom were really good friends, and she was. I don't know if she was in Votech for
13 seconds.
That stuff, whatever it's called.
Cosmetology. I may work for
that. Or if she had just gotten out of it and was working, but the conversation was
you should get a perm.
I should get a perm. And Maria needs to practice or something like that. And I'm like, she's gonna give me the perm? Yeah. Okay, I'm in. That was it. I mean, you're 13, 14 years old, and you have this really good-looking 18, 19, 20-year-old going to wash your hair and give you a perm? Fuck yeah. She's married now, but I still talk to her on Facebook every once in a while. She's a really cool person.
All right, so beer.
That's the reason I got a fucking perm. The girl that gave me the perm was fucking dropped.
So even though she was, what if she was like, I should give you a mullet? Would you have done it?
I don't,
Probably.
Well, mullets were big back in the day, so if I would have been able to grow my hair long enough, I would have probably had a mullet.
That's awesome to hear.
I had a half a mullet when I went to school. I had like a half a mullet. When I was in business school, I probably had a half a mullet.
You and your mom had the same perm.
Probably.
Yeah, your mom had a perm too.
I didn't have the bangs though.
She had that curly. She had that curly perm.
I didn't have the bangs though.
I actually found a photo. I was going through old photos, and there's a photo of Mom sitting at Colleen's table in Tresco. Yeah, with it's the only photo I have of my mom and my grandmother on both sides of my family sitting at the same table, and Mary's in it with Uncle Paul, and she's sticking her tongue out at the photo.
That might have been wedding planning.
That's the only photo I have of anyone on your side of the family with Mom's side of the family.
Besides the wedding, if there's any pictures
Besides the wedding,
of my wedding.
But even that day was like they kept everyone kind of like in the photo.
Yeah, everybody
except the bridesmaids and stuff.
Everybody kind of hung out by themselves.
Strange,
which is what they do at weddings anyway.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, look at those Irish fucks over there. We're the Italians.
Those Irish. It's like people were saying, look at them Irish.
It's literally it was like the Goodfellas met fucking the Irishmen.
There were some really interesting people in our family at my wedding. We're not as interesting as my cousin Mary Luscavage.
Oh,
she had some really interesting people at her wedding.
We can't talk about that.
Yeah, but
you're gonna get us all fucked
I
up.
had some local interesting people at my wedding.
Yeah,
not a lot, just a couple.
God, I wish I could talk to Mary Luscavage and have the conversation I want to have.
I want to go back to Vegas for one reason only.
It's not there. It's not there.
I thought it was in Vegas.
No.
Where was it at?
It's in Vegas, but it's not posted.
No, I know it's not.
So the chances of you getting the same guy who worked at gift shop as my guy that day is super slim.
Oh, fuck.
Literally, so here's what happened. Without giving context, just having us have a conversation.
Right, no, you told me about
this isn't here. We went to the gift shop, and the guy's like, where are you from? At the Italian Mob Museum. And I said, I'm from School County. And he goes, all right, School County's a big fucking place, kid. And I'm like, first off, you're in Vegas. How the fuck do you know what School County is? And he's like, I'm a fucking mob historian. And he was like, I probably shouldn't even say this because I'm too many beers.
Don't say names.
I won't say names, but he said, where are you from? And I said, School County. He goes, of course, but where? And I said, all right, I said, around Pottsville. And he goes, give me the fucking town. And I said, I grew up in Shenandoah, Monty City. And he dropped the name. And I said, what? Excuse me?
Like the meme,
yeah.
Like the GIF.
Like the guy and I said, what? And he goes, yeah, this guy did this, and this, and he used to do this, and he was known for this, but he was actually this. And I remember telling Mom, and don't ever tell Mom anything, because then we go to hang out with Mary.
Yeah.
And Mary goes, tell your story in Vegas, how this. And I went, please don't do that. And Mary goes, literally, Mary was laughing and having a great time, and she just looked at me and goes, nothing's written, right? And I went, no. And she goes, okay, so anyway. And I looked at Mom and go, why the fuck would you say that?
Yeah.
And for people who don't know what we're talking about, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
That's all you fucking need to know.
It's, there's some history there.
Yeah.
Apparently. I don't even know it.
I know some.
I don't even know it.
John Clark told me some stuff.
I know, I remember
you were wearing a Garfield sweater. You were absolutely wearing, yeah, Mary.
There are some things I do remember I was young. But I do remember some things.
Wasn't there a wedding where everyone had a pistol?
No.
At the building that used to have 3 floors?
No, I don't remember seeing pistols, but I wasn't first off, I wasn't at the wedding.
Yeah, but I think
it was 3 floors.
It used to be 3 floors.
It used to be 3 floors.
Now it's 1.
When there was a wedding there, all 3 floors were packed.
Yeah.
For the wedding. And there was a lot of people from New York there.
Yeah. Dude, people don't realize how much history is in School County.
Oh my gosh.
There's a reason why we're 3 fucking hours away from every major city.
Well, Hazleton at one point was run by the Italians.
Just go watch The Irishman. That'll give you a pretty good idea.
Hazleton was run by the Italians.
Yeah. And so was Shenandoah. So was Monte.
So was Shenandoah.
Monte City. Every town had. Yeah.
I don't know so much about Monte City if it was run by Italians, but
Irishman.
who knows?
Who knows? There's a lot of cool history here. I wish we could just talk about it, but you can't.
Yeah, you really can't.
You can't.
Maybe another podcast.
Maybe another podcast. Maybe another time. Maybe a couple beers deep.
Yeah. I can't even talk about it because I
Forget
don't
about
remember.
it. You come around
Forget
here, you
about it.
tell
Yeah.
some, you
I don't
fucking
even
sleep.
I
in
don't
the
even
fishes.
have the stories.
I don't either. I just
don't
have
have the
hearsay. It's
stories.
all hearsay. It's like,
I can only tell you what I was told.
yeah.
And what I was told was nothing.
I'm just telling you right now, if that was still a thing,
He made wine. That's what I was told.
if that was still a thing, I would 100% join. I'm just telling you right now, 100% cut my hand over a rosary card of Mary into a fucking, I would 100. And Heidi told me, she said, if that was ever a thing, I would 100%. You remember in Goodfellas where he beats a guy with a gun, hands it to his girl, and she hides it?
We couldn't get that far.
We would never be made.
We couldn't get that far.
But De Niro did very well for himself in Goodfellas. He was half Italian, half Irish. He could never be made, but he made pretty far up the ladder.
Till the end.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is
Don't fucking be a snitch. Don't be a snitch and
well,
play by the rules.
crime doesn't pay.
Sure it does. Our entire government is written on the bylaws of the Italian mob. Don't tell me it's not. Why do you think Trump wants to build a wall? Because he's going to take a 20% cutback because he can hire fucking mobster fucking construction workers to fucking build. It's a fucking mobster move. I'm sorry, I'm not getting into politics. Beer of the night has been thing. Dad, what do you got to plug?
What am I plugging? I am biking for kids this month.
Are you doing that again?
Yeah, I was not going to do it for the past 3 years now. Usually happens in June. I raise money to fight kids' cancer. So that because of COVID, they postponed it till September. So now I'm.
Are you going to do that bike ride in Philly or whatever?
I am. That's separate from this, but
You can still log your miles though.
yeah, it's still logging miles. I pledged. I wanted to raise $100 because of COVID. I wasn't going to ask people to donate money. A lot of people I know are not working, and I didn't feel it was right to ask them to donate money.
Make your GoFundMe though.
So I reached my goal already. There were some great people that donated, and I reached my goal of $100.
Are you still taking donations?
You can still donate.
What's the link?
I'll put it on Facebook.
Okay, put it in the Bangin Beers group.
I'll put it in the Bangin.
Go to our Bangin Beers group chat page, our Bangin Beers group page, and he will share his link.
I'll
and you
share
can
that
donate.
tomorrow, and then I pledged to ride 150 miles this month on the bike. I changed it to 250 miles because I know I'm going to ride more than that. But for some reason it didn't take, so it's showing I'm pledged to run 150 miles. I'm probably going to do 200 to 250 this month. But it's for kids' cancer, and then all this. In fact, tomorrow I'm doing a bike ride along the Lehigh Gorge, and then Sunday I'm going down to the southern end of Pennsylvania to do a bike ride with some friends.
The southern end, because we're not allowed to leave the state.
Yeah, I'm supposed to quarantine if I go in there. If the state is on New York's list, I'm supposed to self-quarantine for 14 days, and I'm supposed to go back to the office after I get back from vacation this week. So I'm only going to southern Pennsylvania.
As far southern as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like right on the border.
They're going to bike up from Maryland. I'm going to bike down to the Maryland border. We're going to meet, and then we're going to have fun.
Air fist bump from 6 feet away. And
Yes, and then I'm going to go back. But
I gotta grow my fucking beard in. I hate the way this looks. I need my beard long in. I fucked up on the settings, and yeah, look at that. Look at that big patch right there.
it happens.
Don't look at it, people.
But then on the 18th or 19th, whatever that Saturday is, I'm doing a bike ride in Philly. Yards Brewery.
I have not gone there yet.
Start there.
I can't wait for this COVID to be over so we can take a day trip to Philly and just go fucking experience
Go up the Schuylkill River Trail to Conshohocken.
Yeah, so I want want to plug something real quick. So there's this, once COVID is over and we get the lifts to do everything, one thing that we want to do, and then we talked about it last week on the show, is Andrew, who's on the show, has a connection that can get a bus trip. And this guy will take a bus full of people. I don't know how big it can be, 20, 30, I don't know. And we want to meet somewhere. Everyone park their car, get in the bus, maybe charge 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever it costs, so we can pay for the cost of the bus for the day. And then that bus will take us to a city, whether it be Harrisburg or Philly or Pittsburgh, and we can do the day on the bus and then drive home that night. But we can roll up as Banging Beers Podcast, roll up at a location, give that business, our love and support, then go to the next brewery, have a beer or two, and
like a beer tour with a bus.
But we want to do a banging beers, not bang bros, bang beers,
Banging bus.
the bang bus. We should call it the bang bus. That's fucking hilarious. But the banging
They
beers,
would probably take exception.
the banging beers bros bus, and just go to a bunch of breweries in one day, and maybe do it once a month. Like this month, towards the end of the month, everyone get your tickets. I'm not trying to make money off it. This is not me to make money. This is just enough that we can cover the cost of the bus, and then whatever money you would give to me, give to the breweries when we get there.
Yeah.
So, and that's how we would set it up. And maybe we can collaborate with First Sip Brew Box. Maybe we can collaborate with Breweries of Pennsylvania. But this is not a money scheme for us to get things.
Just set a time limit at each place.
Yes, but if we can go there and say the podcast is showing up and showing your business love, sure, it would look great on the podcast. But I'm not looking to make money off people to do this. I just want everyone to go and enjoy beers and get home safe. So that's something we're looking to do. Follow the rest of the channels we set on the network here, and we'll get out of here. This is Bangin' Beers Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.